It is the SLC Sky Exchange Invitational T20 League 2020. Hello and welcome. We are live at the R. Premadasa International Stadium. This is game number 4, Grace versus Blues. And I can tell you that it is a beautiful evening at the R. Premadasa International Stadium. We had a wonderful game 1. And where it was a close game, it went down to the wire, but eventually the Blues getting through. In fact, the Greens getting through, beating the Reds. Now, this is the game today, Grace versus Blues, and then we got another round before we get into the finals. So, still a lot of cricket left in this tournament. So, today's game equally important for the Grace because they lost that game yesterday, or the day before, and so they got to make sure that they win. Let's try and show you what happened to that previous game. 161 for 6 is what the Greens got. At one stage, I can tell you that 161 was in danger. But eventually the Greens getting through and winning by 8 runs. An absolutely thin margin, but it was a very good innings, very good win with Niroshan Dikwella holding the key with his batting and wicket keeping. Well, so that's the story here at the moment. So we are almost ready to start a big game to talk about it. Faviz Maroof, happy with the previous game. You're not happy with the batting on day 1, but today I think it's been a good start.
Absolutely, 160. Even I said in my pitch report 140. I thought Niroshan Dikwella's innings got to be commendable, and also the way the team batting second, the way they chased down the Reds, and always you keep saying 160. They are or they are not, and how well Dhananjay Lakshan bowled and Nuwan Tushar bowled. When the pressure was on, 2 youngsters produced the results for the Greens.
Happy that they went past your prediction. 140 was your prediction. They went to 160. Yesterday you said 160. They got to only 120.
I think Roshan, even when I saw the pitch afterward, it holds very fine. And also I think, when you lose some grass and it looks fine for the batting. Visually it looks like, but the pitch that we used today, it looks much drier, but it held up very well. So, sometimes this happens.
You didn't feel that it got a little bit slower because lots of pace of the ball. So now going into the second game, now I know you looked at the pitch, but before that, going into this game, do you think it will slow down as the game progresses? This would be tougher to bat?
I think with the Blues, the players pace heavy. Kasun Radit and all the bowlers who bowled the other day, they are relied on bowling quick. So that might work for Grace's side as well. More quicker you bowl, it might come to the bat. That's what Dhananjay Lakshan and Nuwan Tushar did really well. Took pace off the ball, and even Sandakan, Jeffrey Vanderse, all these bowlers took the pace off. So that may be the way to go forward.
Right. Now, Faviz Maroof has been looking at the surface very, very closely. So why do we have to change it? So we went with him. He took a look at the pitch a little while earlier. Let's see what he has to say.
Almost 320 runs in the last game. This pitch looks better. There's nothing much to show. There are some rough areas which is creating as usual with the fast bowlers running through. Hardness is still the same. I think it still looks good. As I said, less grass from the last pitch which was used 2 days ago, and this pitch last. The previous game, the fast bowlers used lots of slow deliveries. I think that may be the option what the Blues will have. They play, remember, 4 fast bowlers in the last game. Will the pace will go against them or with them? That's a question to be asked. But overall, I think it's a good pitch. Win the toss, probably bat first and put the runs on the board and get the team chasing. At least to score 150 in the first innings. I think you should be in the game because the wicket will go slower as day progresses. Overall, still feel 150 is a good score. Team in the toss, bat first and get the job done.
So scoreboard pressure, is that what you're saying? Scoreboard pressure?
Definitely.
Runs on the board?
Definitely. Even last game, we didn't see much due. I think, put the runs on the board. Always, when you're in doubt, put the runs on the board and get the opposition team under pressure to scumble it.
Right, let's take a closer look at this. Now, this is a closer view of exactly how the pitch looks. Talk over it.
I think it's dry. It still look hard, but for me, the fast bowlers follow through is not being disturbed much. It's just to show the wicket is still surface is very hard. New ball again for 6 overs. That's where you set the tone. Bowling side, if you pick up a couple of wickets, you are in the game. If the batting side gets away with a 40 for 1, something like that, and it's still a decent score.
Right, so those are his thoughts. Now, how will the captains look at it? It's a big toss, I can tell you, because the Grace need to win. So let's see where and how the captains are thinking. Let's go across, join Haritha Pereira out there with the 2 captains, and he also got the match referee with him.
Okay, here we are ready for the toss for the second game of the second day. We've got our match referee, Mr. Graham Lebroy. We have Charita Asalanka of the Blues with the toss. And the call by Ashan Priyanjana for Grace. Heads is the call.
Heads. We'll bat
and
first.
it's heads. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
You have won the toss. What are you going to do?
We'll have a bat first.
You need a much improved performance.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully the batting unit clicks today and put a good total on the board.
What is a good total for you?
Maybe 150 plus. I mean, the first game they had like 160 plus, so hopefully 150 plus will be a good score.
That's a good indicator, Ashan. Are there any changes in your
Yeah,
side?
one change. Lakshan Gamage is not playing and Duvidu Tilakaratne is playing today.
So there's plenty of options for you too. Hopefully you can have a good game.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Charit, you're happy with what happened with the toss?
Yeah, I'm happy.
What's the big deal on bowling first here on this track?
I think with this pitch, if we can put under 140, it may be good total to chase down.
You have a very good side. There are instances where you did well, but you want a much better performance from your team today.
Yeah, we just want to improving our batting, and especially want to mention we have 7 bowlers and we are strong in bowling side. Then we just want to did a ball first and put them under 140.
How much of an inspiration this tournament for you, because Sri Lanka cricket has given you a big opportunity?
It's a very important opportunity for all of us because previous to Asia Cup and the World Cup, and I think it's we should grab it from both hands.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So the story from the middle is Ashan Priyanjan, call correct, and he will have a go first.
Right, he's going to have a go first, Ashan Priyanjan. Let's take a look at the two teams. Maha, take us through. These are the Greys. This is the Greys side. There is a change in this side.
Yeah, I think Duvidu Tilakaratne is coming in for Lakshan Gamage. Spin heavy, just playing one fast bowler, that's Milan Ratnayaka. And the top order should fire for the Greys, and hopefully they'll win it and open up the entire table and make it 1-0 to every team.
Right, all right. Those are interesting thoughts. Let's look at the other team. Those are the Blues.
One change again, Dhanush Gunatilaka reported sick and Lai Rudar replaced Dhanush Gunatilaka. Plenty of fast bowling option, 4 fast bowlers, 3 spinners. This looks a strong team on paper.
Indeed, they do look a very strong team. It's a good all-round team, no doubt. So that is the look at the Blues side. And we're almost ready to start. The umpires are out there in the middle. We're expecting an exciting game. And let's go across and join our first commentators as the game is about to start.
Thank you very much, Roshan and Furviz. Yes, it's a huge opportunity for the Greys to make a statement in this tournament after being badly beaten in the first outing. Both teams coming out with a change each. I'm sure that Ashan Priyanjan will be looking forward to a much improved performance from the top order. Tanuka Dabare, strike rate of 140, not very experienced, the 23-year-old, but he could be quite a character if he is able to hang there for long enough. Kosala, it's everybody's hope that they come off well.
Yeah, it's a big challenge for the Greys. This is Ashan Randika. Strike rate is very good, 149, over 1,000 runs in his 43 games. We all know what he's capable of. He can pack a punch. He likes to go big at the top, especially in the power play. But Tanuka Dabare, he will definitely want to make a name for him in this tournament. Umpire Deepal Gunawardana is doing duties at the top, and Dhananjay De Silva. 2 for 9 is best. Economy on this 7.29. That's good for a T20 format. 27 wickets, 80 games. Loads of experience, Haritha.
Also a law enforcement officer, Deepal Gunawardana. De Silva started proceedings in the first game too from that same end and was successful.
He's got loads of experience doing that. He bowls with the new ball at the top at international games. He's good at bowling in the power play. It's not easy for a spinner to be bowling in the power play.
They are on their way. They would want to make a strong statement. Ashan Randika made 30 plus in the last outing, but he was under pressure because wickets were falling at the other end. Free scoring bat, plays for the Army. Bit tentative.
You see, you can see that Dhananjay De Silva was taking the pace off. He was not going to push it hard. He was just going slow through the air. Randika had to stretch for it.
Cramp the bat. Quality bowling. That's his experience, nothing else.
Now that is different. He fired it in quickly. The new ball came back into the left-hander. So he's mixing things up. He's asking questions from the batters.
Skipper drops from slip to short third inside the 30-yard circle. So it's an arc of fielders. Loud shout.
Well, it was drifting. Might have taken it down the leg side. I thought it drifted a lot. This is what Dhananjay De Silva can bring. Let's take a look at that again. It didn't go that wide at the crease. Now that might have.
Again in line with the stumps. So he's not let the bat just take a free chance on him. End of the first over. Greys are just 2 runs without loss.
So both teams, the Greys having one change. They bring in Duvindu Tilakaratna and they replace him with Gamage, who played in the previous game. On the other hand, Haritha, the Blues also with one change.
Manishwa Gunitilaka reported sick, and Lahir Udara is in there. This one is the big story. Dilshan Madhushankar, 2 for 22. Economy rate is good. Still young, 6 matches, 6 wickets. But what a big sensation he was.
He just showed how good he is yesterday. He's given the selectors something to think about.
Yeah, a couple of days ago, he was voted player of the match for his superb spell. There's some disturbance behind the bowler's arm. Slight hold up in play. Things are ready now. Back into action.
Good movement straight away. You can see that outswinger to the left-hander. Beautiful start from Madhushankar. This guy has a long way to go. Just look at that again. Look at that. Look at that movement. Good all-round cricket. Gets very close to the stumps.
That crept low. This is one from Vijay Bahu Central in Hungama. Plays for Colombo Coals.
There you see again that outswinger. No feet movement from Randika. Playing in from the crease.
Difficult take for Sadira Samar Vikrama. The man with the gloves. He has to just hit a good line and length. He'll create the openings.
This time Randika goes hard at it. just a single. Checking it with the angle. Tried to really belt that one, but again the movement from Shamal Shankar is good. This is what he did in the previous game. It was really good and really squared up Nuinu Fernando. And that is a beauty, isn't it? And he cut Pathum Nisanka in half almost in that one of those little rips.
Not today. That was well struck. Oh, the cardinal mistake of not running quickly. Will only collect a couple.
That's bad running. That's bad running. Taken on the full by Tanuka Dabare. That he thought that it went all the way, but good bit of fielding in the deep. Just manages to bring it in. That's Praveen Javikrama. But they should have run 3 on that. That's poor running.
Oh, that's a much better shot. May probably not go to the boundary, but he bisected the fielders. Very well fielded. Good stuff. This time they run the 3.
This is good commitment from the Blues. Another good stop. He gave it chase. Madhushanka may be a little bit favored with his line at the moment, but a good fielding effort, managing to keep it in play. And good support from the man helping out.
Yeah, that was the captain himself, Charita Asalanka, from mid-off all the way down to the boundary. That's inspired leadership.
A single down to third man. They're running the first one hard, but that's all they will get. The second over comes to an end with the Greys on 9 for 9. So this is game number 4 between the Greys and the Blues. 2 matches coming up on the 13th of August. And then the big final on the 15th. This is the SLC Sky Exchange Invitational T20 League 2022, powered by Dafa's News, co-sponsored by Daras and IPG Sports.
So Dhananjay De Silva has a second over.
Bowled him, cleaned him up. It is Tanuka Dabare, Ashan Ranjika, sorry, trying to go across the line. That one straightened and knocked off stump. He was never in control of that shot. Tried to go over mid-wicket. And Ashan Ranjika departs to 3. It's 9 for 1.
So new batsman in at number 3 is Sangeet Kure, 27 years, 27 matches, strike rate of over 100, over 500 runs. He's been a prolific scorer in domestic cricket for Colombo Coals.
Started off with a boundary in the previous game and was back in the pavilion in the next delivery. He will definitely want to improve on that.
Product of St. Sebastian's College, Moratuwa. Dhananjay De Silva, how important he is. Went wicketless in the first over, was very economical, gave only a couple of runs. Starts the second over with a wicket and immediately pressure.
You can see the slip comes into play, and that was the previous dismissal. Manjika, he was all over the place trying to play that shot. They go through for a quick single. Managed to make it comfortably. That's what they need to be doing. They need to be rotating the strike, getting the pressure on the fielding side. This is how Ranjika departed. He was trying to go across the line. Never looked like getting bat on ball.
They wanted him to be there and be the striker. But that was through the non-striker. He did very well to evade that. Well played in the end. Took a chance, left his crease, got to the pitch of the ball.
Yeah, that is the key. Got to the pitch of the ball, and good evasive action from the non-striker. He knew that the mid-on was up in the circle. Pressure released by Thanuka Dabare.
Waited for that one. Long chase. Did well to cover it up. That's good work. Good commitment once again. Ashan Bandara, one of the better movers on the field.
One of the best in the business when it comes to fielding. But I like Thanuka Dabare's intent. He's taking on Dhananjay De Silva.
Completes over number 3. Greys are 16 for 1, elected to bat.
These are the pitches coming to you courtesy of the drone. How beautiful it is. This is the batting card so far for the Greys. 3 left-handers at the top. Randika back in the pavilion. Priyanjan, Minod and Subhasingha. That's a name to watch. Are there to come in with Mudita Lakshan.
Thank you, sir. Kasun Rajita's best figures of 4 for 20, 67 wickets in 44 matches. That's a fairly decent strike rate. Economy just over 8 and over. Wide down leg side, but once again Sadir Samarvikrama safe hands.
Rajita starts off with a wide. He got very wide at the crease on that occasion, trying to angle it into the left-hander, missing his line.
Product of St. Servatius Matara. Kasun Rajita had a very good game in the previous one. Had runs, had a catch, had a wicket, and at important times.
One came back very sharply. This is what Kasun Rajita can do. He's created this angle to left-handers. We saw him do this in Bangladesh in the Test series. He's continuing to do that. So this is umpire Ruchira Palliguru, vastly experienced umpire, standing in as the head umpire from this end.
Yeah, Matara hometown for the two of them, the bowler and the umpire.
This is Deepal Gunawardana at square leg at the moment.
Well struck. It was there to be hit, and the execution was perfect.
Thanuka Dabare is here with a mission, and he's trying to get the maximum out of the power plays. That is well hit.
Yeah, the Greys head coach, he would want everything going. Avishka Gunawardana, this is what you should be doing. If it's there to be hit, make use of the situation.
Slower delivery on that occasion, but they run with the shot. This is good cricket from the Greys. Now this Greys team, Haritha, comprises of all the top club cricketers that have been doing well in the domestic arena, and they've been given a chance to showcase themselves in this tournament, playing with the best of the best.
Yeah, they have got two coaches who have done very well at domestic and international level. Assistant coach is Sajeeva Veerakon. Charit Seranayake is the manager. Over the head of the captain. He's enjoying his stay out in the middle.
Yeah, this is Sangit Kure actually, Haritha. This now on this occasion, not afraid to hit on the up, just managing to clear Charita Salanka. They'll take the boundary.
You mentioned that they are top performers at domestic level. We've mentioned that he's been a good servant for his club in those tournaments. Coles. This is an expensive over. 10 runs so far. They need to make sure that the start is not wasted. Aggressive, yes, but not reckless. Change of the field. Shen Bandara goes from cover point to third man inside the 30-yard circle.
Oh, that's a big one. Not afraid to go over the top. This is good batting from the Greys. They pick up another boundary. That's a big over. Very expensive one from Kasan Rajatha. The Greys in their fourth over at 31. Well, that one not afraid to go over the top. It's 31 for 4.
Change right arm over. Captain, 1 minute down.
Greys off to a good start, 31 for 1. Dabre 17 of 9, Sangit Kure 9 of 6. But Charmika Karunaratne coming on, very impressive economy rate, just over 8, a best of 4 for 28. Doesn't bowl much, 37 wickets in 64 games, but he's now starting to bowl more regularly. Charmika Karunaratne starting to become a more permanent member in the Sri Lankan white ball squad, the white ball team. Wholehearted cricketer. Brilliant fielder, can hit the long ball. Also a player with a very big heart. Short fine leg and short third man in. Pace of the ball just worked behind square leg. Ashin Bandara. Very good work in the deep. Was it Ashin Bandara? Number 10, I think, running around on the boundary. He's very quick. He's grease lightning. Couple of runs. And this is Dabre moving quickly, 19 off 10.
Good bit of fielding by Ashin Bandar at deep square leg. So far, the pace has played into the Greys' hands. Did mention about in our show, Prashant, more faster you bowl, it may be easier. The ball's getting on, but when you hit those lengths, back of the length, hard, you probably get that uneven bounce. Overall, that's where Kasun Radha was found wanted in the first over, 14 runs. Dilshan Madhushankar was guilty of bowling too full. So far, a decent start.
Dabare, unknown quantity up to this tournament, but he's now starting to show his worth, his value. He's made 19 of 11. That ball stayed down. Good take. Very good take by the keeper. He was going the wrong way. Excellent piece of work. Standing back. Take another look. This ball stayed down. Yes, it was going the wrong way. Wicket keeper. Sadira Samar Wickremest keeping wicket, standing back. It was a very good take. Another quick single. Yeah, he's certain lengths, as you said, tends to rush the batsman. And that's again a hard length, just pushing him onto the back foot and straighter line.
Tanaku Dabare, a product of Lumbini College, plays this cricket for Ace Capital Cricket. Making a name for himself today. That's Charith Asalanka, captain of the Blues team, who led his team really well in the previous outing against the Greens. Ended up in the winning note. Grace will be banking the top four. Ashan Priyanjan and probably Minod Banug at number 5. And the 4 fast bowlers, 3 spinners of the Blues team bowling heavy. That's what I like about Charmi Karunaratne. Run out chance, a direct hit would have had him. Oh! A direct hit would have been curtains to Tanaku Dabare at the non-strikers. And usually Charmi Karunaratne is quite accurate. But this occasion, look at this for a follow-through. Goes about it. Oh, almost had him.
I think for a moment his vision would have been obscured a little bit by Tanuka Dabare. A little bit, I think. And as a result of it, I mean, he would have had Tanuka Dabare in his peripheral vision. So he would have been mindful of not hitting him. But he was looking to try and run him out of the non-striker's end. Swing and a miss. End of the over, it's a good one. 3 runs off it, 34 for 1.
A good gas been shown by Charmik in the first over. Good pace, good bounce. Plenty of aggression, as we know Charmik does whenever he plays. Just the 3 runs. Bowling card for you. Tharaj De Silva started off, picked up the wicket of Ashan Randika. Dilshan Madhushankar just bowled the 1 over. Went for 7 runs. Kasun Radha in his first over went for 14, especially against Dabare, was too full. Couple of boundaries over mid-off. And Charmik in the last over was hitting that perfect length. The R. Premadasa length, back of the length. 34 for 1 after 5.
Dilshan Madhushankar is back. He was a man of the match in the last game. Bowled with good pace. Swung the ball late. He was going full and straight. That was his strategy. Tanuka Dabare on strike. Man on the cover boundary. There's a man at deep square leg. Those are the 2 fielders outside that 30-yard ring. This is the last of the power plays. Again, he's hitting that bat really hard. That length, the hard length from Dilshan Madhushankar is very impressive. Someone quite young, hails from the deep south. He bends his back, has been on an under-19 tour, has been with the national team. So he's got a fair bit of experience, exposure more than experience.
Someone that worked his ladder upwards when he found out from Hungama deep down south. Come leaps and bounces. Very impressed with the development what he had in the last three years or so, where he started and where he is at the moment. In the air, down the leg side, quite safe. It's a boundary. This is what he can't do to the left-hander. Bowling too full. To the right-handers, when the ball is swinging back in, it looks more dangerous. But to the left-hander, got to be mindful of the length. The previous one was good. It was too full down the leg side. The players who are in this caliber loves it down the leg.
Yeah, that's a boundary on the pads. I think if there is one complaint at the moment watching him bowl is the predictability with his length, isn't it? Even in the previous game, he was going full, looking for late swing. He was looking for the Yorkers. And even here, you would see that that's a quick single, not great fielding. You could see that his length he's concentrating on a full length. Now in that last match, Maha, if you remember, Dinesh Chandimal opened his right foot or left foot and slammed it over mid-wicket. So because he became a little bit predictable. I mean, surely as a former fast bowler, you would want to add your thoughts as to what he should be doing. Maybe a little bit more in terms of variation in his length, the slow pace of the ball, the short ball, the bouncer, just to try and have all those in the mix. Again going down the leg side, again that full length.
With Dilshan Madhusankar's action, most of the time is full, and what he has naturally is pace. You cannot coach pace. It's come naturally. This was still again lucky. Dilshan Madhusankar was. It was no bat near. But ideally, as you said, got to vary the length a little bit more. When the ball is swinging and the batsman is struggling when he's coming in, back in, especially the right-hander, he'll be a handful. As soon as a left-hander comes in, you cannot give width if they stop swinging away from the left-hander, or else much straighter. Full toss this time, slow ball. This was smashed away by Sangeet Kure. Previous delivery was much quicker. This occasion, going for a slow ball, probably slipping out of his fingers, and there was a hit-me ball. Sangeet Kure, not disappointing.
Yeah, Sangeet Kure comes in with a huge reputation. He's someone who's done very well in the club scene for the Coles, and hitting it on the full and through extra cover. That's the key, isn't it? I mean, you need to pounce on loose deliveries, particularly in the power plays. And Sangeet Kure's reaction was very good when he got the boundary. He was just celebrating with that boundary. Last ball of the over. Another full toss. This time he'll find the fieldsman on the boundary. A single. It ends the over. The power play is done and dusted. It's 46 for 1.
This is what we spoke about with the left hand. Swinging it away full. Cannot do that in international cricket. Good players will put it away day in, day out. The right hander swinging back in is a handful. This is something that he has to add his game as soon as possible. Definitely after the last game 2 days before. He has raised so many eyebrows. He got to develop as soon as possible with the Asia Cup and a World Cup coming up very soon.
.46 for 1. Deepal Gunawardena will now signal the power play, which is an indication that the fielding captain can now afford to breathe a little bit with 5 fielders outside the circle. So we're going to see some leg spin from Suminda Lakshan. Two left-handers. This is interesting. Yeah, we'll be seeing, I believe, more googlies, maybe top spinners, with the occasional leg spin thrown in between. 3 for 37, good economy rate. Early days for him in his career. Starts off with the wrong end. Quick single, very good running, dragged it from outside the off stump.
You call it Roshan. Google to start with. Someone that come from huge reputation for being bowling with real control. Good intensity shown between the two batsmen. And this is where Captain Charita Salanka's captaincy skill going to be tested as well. 47 for 1 after 6. What's the score? Blues will be comfortable scoring. I mean, chasing down, just playing the 5 top order batsman. Chamik Karunaratne at 6. Plenty of spin bowling options for the Greys. Just a lone fast bowler of Milan Ratnayaka. These are the planning you usually do. Now the googly, neatly played by Tanuka Dabre with the soft hands.
So 2 singles of the first 2 deliveries. He's had a first 3 deliveries have been wrong uns to the left-handers. Now becoming a little bit predictable, isn't it? Now, if you saw earlier on that Sanket Kure was indicating to Tanuka Dabre that it was going to be wrong uns. So now that is what Suminda Lakshan should guard against, should not be predictable. Well bowled. That was a good length. That was a much better length. You don't mind bowling a wrong un if you're going to bowl that length.
A half-hearted effort that occasion by Dabre. That's where he got to be decisive. Half-hearted efforts like this might get you out. You've got to be full throttle. If you're going for it, go for it. It's quite predictable, as you said. It's 5 deliveries, 5 googlies, bowling to his field, being smart. I'm pretty sure Charita Salanka would have asked his bowlers just bowl those dot deliveries. 50 up for the Greys. Just in a 6.5 overs. A decent start comparing the last game, 29 for 4 during the power play. Great effort so far.
How close is that? Got the feeling that that bounced a bit and that's what saved him. But he appeared to be adjacent, appeared to be in front. 50 for 1.
Tell you what, Roshan, it looks very close. We maybe just pitching outside the leg stump. That's the only doubt that I could see. Apart from that, that's a nice length, nice loop. Beaten all ends up. A decent over by Suminda Lakshan.
Right, 50 for 1 in 7 overs. Randika was the batsman out for 3. Dabare and Sangit Kure. Priyanjan, Minod Banuka, Movin Super Singha. Quite a few useful players. Super Singha himself is a big hitter of the ball. I like to watch him back. He comes with a huge reputation. Now, Chamika Karuratne being swung around to the opposite end. His first over went for 3 runs, Chamika Karuratne. Now he's coming on at the opposite end. It's Dabare on strike. 23 of 18. It's a pretty decent start for this pair, for the Greys. Short delivery. Swung away on the leg side. Well, he's here because he has a reputation. He's here because he's done something in the club tournament. And now he's proving as to why he's in this side.
Absolutely smashed it, digging it short. Chamika Karuratne. Deep square leg and a deep mid wicket. Bisected that gap and smashed it. I'm pretty sure Jamika will be fired up after this stroke. Same field positions.
Another short ball. Will that be a wide? It is wide and it's 4. Well, he's erring. Chamika Karuratne getting carried away that time. Short ball pulled for 4. Short ball following up, and that's bouncing way over the keeper's head, which means he's got to bowl that extra delivery as well.
Told he will be fired up after that previous boundary. That's in his DNA. Doesn't like to be hit the way he was, especially from a youngster like a Dabare. This is where Chamika got to be careful. Sometimes when you try too hard, this is what happens. Taking it very short, plenty of bounce. And wicketkeeper Sadhira Samaravikrama had no chance.
Yeah, it kept climbing. It kept climbing. What's happening here? Chamika Karuratne is quite eager to get on with his bowling. He's naturally aggressive. He just wants to get at the batsman. This is going to be a good contest. Will it be another short one? Slower one? What do you think? Which way do you think he'll go?
If he's allowed to bowl 6 bouncers, he will be bowling 6 bouncers the way he's running in today.
Right, let's see. Pace of the ball slightly fuller. Right, now let's take a look at that LBW appeal. We felt that it was very, very close. Just take a look at that stump. Just take a look at where that leg stump is. Now you felt it was outside the leg stump. Maybe marginal. I also felt there was a little bit of bounce. Well, he had moved across. I saw his leg stump. So that has to go down as a very close call.
enough doubt. And most of the time, the benefit of the doubt goes to the batsman. And that's what umpire Deepal Gunawardana did. He said outside edge this time, perfect length, movement, bounce, and Chamika Karunaratne. You can't keep this man out of the game for a long time.
Well, I haven't seen his celebration as yet. He generally celebrates differently, but here I think he's not celebrating too much, because it could be a way of just getting back at him after being pulled for a 4 and a wide, and then he follows up with an absolutely peach of a delivery that pitches up and finds the outside edge. That's a muted celebration. So Sangeet Kure is gone for 21. It's 60 for 2. For 2. Ashan Priyanjan, the captain, comes out at number 4. Another very experienced campaigner, Ashan Priyanjan. Plays for the CCC. Has captained the Sri Lanka under-19. Has played for the Sri Lanka national team. Hails from Nalanda College. Closing in on 2,000 T20 runs. Pretty decent strike rate. 120, 32 years. So that's a fair bit of experience that he carries. Starts off with a good length delivery. Now this is much better from Chamika Karunaratne. He's settling into a better length.
Control aggression by Chamika, the last couple of deliveries. And this was 2 balls to go. Good length, good line, plenty of bounce. Sangeet Kure trying to probably guide through to the third man. A wink, a muted celebration. This is not Chamika Karunaratne, is it?
No, he's not. I see him celebrating very differently. But here I suppose it's because the domestic game is taking a little bit easy. 2 balls to go in the over. Slow bouncer, good bowling, good thinking. It's called a no ball. Did he overstep? Or it's the second bouncer. So that's the reason. So which means he will have to bowl it again. And it's a free hit for the Greys and Dabre in particular.
And that's a good call by umpire Ruchira Paliguruge. Definitely, if it's a slow ball, doesn't matter. As if you bowl the first bouncer, you cannot bowl another one in T20 cricket. Bowls a slow ball bouncer and calls it a wide. Free hit coming up.
Well bowled, very well bowled. Followed him. He followed the batsman. I think the giveaway was that he had moved before Chamika Karunaratne was releasing the ball. So he had a very good look as to where he had to bowl. Look at where Dabre is. So he just kept following him. This is good cricket.
And that's good stuff. Good comeback by Chamika Karunaratne. Ever since he was smashed for a bound in the first ball, he has been running in. A beautiful driven 2 extra cover. One is a call, and that's a decent call. There was no run and a bad throw. This is not good cricket. That looks like Lairu Udara from sweeper cover, gifting another single for the Greys. 8 overs gone. Greys 64 for 2.
Another look at the fielding. Lairu Udara in the deep, trying to get rid of the ball quickly, eventually just throwing it wide. Allowing that extra bit of leverage for the batsman to get through for that second run. Right. These are the projected scores at the current rate. They'll be happy with 160, but at 10 and over from here, it's 184. That would be a really good score for the Greys, for a side that didn't do too well in the first game. This is the leg spinner, Suminda Lakshan, who started off with a number of wrong uns to the left-handers, but now looking to bowl that leg break as well with the right-hander on strike. Now with a single off the first ball. Back comes Dabare on strike. Oh, was that a chance? Was that a chance? It was hit firmly back. It was a low, firm hit. Worth taking a look whether it was on the full or whether it bounced. But he certainly packed a punch. Let's see, was it a chance? Maybe we can take a look at it again. But I got the feeling, Kosal, it looked a chance.
Yeah, it looked a chance. It was very low and it went very fast. Just a single down the ground. So we're taking a look at that. Was it a chance? It's hit very firm. Yes, it was a chance. It came out of the bowler's hand.
I think sometimes people watching the game can be pretty unfair and very, very wicked when you call such shots chances, because it was a tough one. It was hit with a lot of power. Would have been an outstanding catch and he held it. But just because it went to hand, sometimes it's classified as a chance. They'll get a single off the last ball. It's a very good over. 68 for 2. What's that? What's coming, Malaysia?
So the Greys 68 for 2. The first 30 coming in 24 balls in the second. Much quicker, coming off 20 balls. But there's been a much improved effort by the Greys compared to the previous game. They lost 4 wickets in their power play in the previous game, but today they've only lost 2. And are we seeing a change in the bowling? Pramod Madhushan. He's got international experience.
Pramod Madhushan replacing Chamika Karunaratne, who bowled 2 overs. Madhushan, 37 wickets in 31 matches. He has played international cricket. He's brisk. Good keep, good take down the leg side by Sadhira Samaravikram. I think there was a brush of the pad as it went through.
Good take. Not the best of starts for Madhushan. Straying a little down the leg side. Just came off the pad as Thanuka Dabare tried to work it around. Yes, he was taking the pace off the ball. This is what he does most of the time. A lot of change-up deliveries.
Swing and a miss. That followed him. Just gave himself a bit of room. Now this is good bowling. This is pressure. Now the second over that they're looking to try and build some dot balls. The previous over from Suminda Lakshan was very good. Now this over, they're starting off with 2 dot balls. And suddenly, Kosala, you'll feel that you lost the run rate. Overs, particularly with spinners on, they tend to get through their overs quickly. And when a fast bowler comes on and does this, bowl 3 or 4 dot balls, immediately the batsman comes under pressure and you lure him to play something, manufacture a shot or into a false situation. It's only a single, but I can tell you that the Greys needs more than singles. They can't afford dot balls.
And also, in most of the T20 games, Roshan, if you look at it, it's a very crucial period, the 9th to the 15th over, where teams get carried away. Sometimes they come up with a flamboyant start, they get runs at the top. But then during that period with the spinners coming on, with the boundaries drying up, there's some times you tend to lose and go behind the run rate.
Well, let me remind you that this is the SLC Sky Exchange Invitation T20 League 2022, which is powered by Dafa News. The title sponsor is Sky Exchange, powered by Dafa News. And the co-sponsors are Daras and IPG Sports. Good over. This is an excellent over. Just a single and 3 dot balls. This is over number 10, and this is the halfway stage for the Greys, losing a bit of their momentum.
The last 10 balls has only brought about 3 runs for the Greys. So that just shows how well the Blues have come back into the game. That wicket that they got in that Karunatha's wicket might have been the cause for this.
Just a single down to third man. And one other thing is, quite a few dot balls as well. I think 23 or 24 dot balls in the innings so far. So that's a lot, considering that this is only the 10th over. And in the last 30 balls, just 36 runs. And the last 16 balls hasn't seen a boundary. So it tells you that there is some control. There is a measure of control that the Blues have now managed to get. Last ball of the over. This is very high. Someone should take it. Dhananjay De Silva is underneath it. And he takes it. He's a very safe catcher. Now this is what pressure does. This is what dot balls does. Something had to give. And eventually it is Dabre who gave it away. Trying to break free and holding out in the deep.
And also good bowling from Madhushan. Dushan, he slowed it up again, rolled his fingers on that. Dabre trying to go over the top, as you quite correctly said. Pressure building, the runs are not coming. He wanted to do something different. And Dhananjay De Silva is a safe fielder. He wouldn't have dropped that. So Thanuka Dabre makes it walk back, but he's been asked to stay. They're checking for a no ball.
They're taking a look at the front foot. It's precautionary because sometimes bowlers can be found wanting. I have seen this happen. Let's see. Let's see. Well, he's fine. He's fine. He's landed. He's landed in a very safe zone, so he's fine. That's a fair delivery. So Dabre's walk will continue. So it is 70 for 3. For 3 at the halfway stage. Well, the Blues will be the happier of the two teams because they have managed to try and control things. Vinod Bhanuka, another international, 118 strike rate, 27 years. Fair bit of experience, 81 games, that's a lot. Considering that he's played for the country, he's opened the batting, he's played in the LPL, plays a lot of first-class cricket. Hails from Kurunegala.
Yes, Malayadeva Kurunegala.
Quite a few cricketers have come from that direction. Some big names. Right. This is Praveen Jayavikrama starting off from the far end, over number 11. So two new batsmen at the wicket. Now this is ideal for the Blues because they got time now to start building a bit of pressure with dot balls.
I think this is good captaincy from Charith Asalanka. He brings on Praveen Jayavikrama straight away. We know what he can do. He will build that pressure. He bowled very well in the previous game. We just concluded that against the game against the Greens. Yeah, that one came back in. Looking for 2, but had to be satisfied with 1. Now Praveen Javekar will mix things up, Roshan. He'll bowl it slower through the air, he'll bowl it quicker, he'll get one to turn, he'll get one to come back.
Another look. This is Dabare. Pace of the ball. Trying to go over mid-wicket. He was not in control. Lost a hand on the bat. And eventually a very good catch. See, the next 5 overs going to be critical. Could be the decisive phase of this match. Because the Blues are now looking to build that pressure. 2 new batsmen just trying to settle in. A decent looking surface. Nothing really for the bowlers. Yes, there is a bit of bounce, but otherwise it's been coming onto the bat.
He'll only be able to knock it around. Praveen Javekar is good in this over. Just 2 runs of it. What does Ashan Priyanjana do at this point? Because he's not the batsman who would really want, who is able to really get the ball over the ropes. So he'll have to do something different here from what he knows.
Taking a lot of pace off the ball. He's bowling it slower, getting a little bit of turn and bounce, slow turn. Well, they can afford to grin about it because it turned and bounced a bit unusual. Excellent over. Just 4 runs off it. The pressure is been piled on. 74 for 3. For 3 and 26 dots. That's a little bit more than 4 overs out of 11. So that's a high percentage. And look at the boundaries, only 7. Ideally, you expect about, they say, 16 to 17 fours, 4 to 5 sixes, which is about the right mix in a T20 innings. That's what they say, with not so many dot balls though.
74 for 3. Madhushan will start another over. These are figures of 1 for 2 so far. Now this is what Ashan Priyanjana has gone through for the first one quickly, but that's all they get. He'll be only able to knock it around, Roshan. He's not a batsman who can really use the long handle. So I think it's got to be Minod Barnaker who needs to take the initiative, try and clear the ropes or get the boundaries in for the Greys.
I think what Ashan does is he takes his time. And then once he's in, he'll start playing shots. So it's very important that he doesn't get bogged down. He just keeps knocking the ball into gaps. At least go at a runner ball. At the moment, he's going at less than a runner ball. Considering that just 9 overs, including this one, is all what the Greys have. I like what I see in Madhushan. It's mixing it up. That delivery much quicker, hurrying the batsman. Good pace.
Important to see Moin Subasinghe coming in. He's the batsman in next. He's the lad who can really give it a thump. So that'll be interesting to see. But then, will he, how the time that he has out there, that's the key.
I would like to see him coming in with a rather stable base, maybe getting into the last 5 overs and the Greys reasonably comfortable, where he could come and express himself. Because right now he's under pressure. That's a good bouncer. Had to bang it short. He's not the tallest going, he's a skiddy kind of fast bowler. So needs to really dig it short almost in his half. That's another look. Just banged it short. Again, the carry of the pitch is quite good. It goes through quite nicely to the keeper. But on the subject of Moin Subasinghe, he's someone, he's a stroke player who likes to hit the ball. So he would rather come in when things are a little bit more friendlier rather than under pressure when he has to build an innings. Again, a bit of play and a miss outside the off stump.
Again, the pace isn't it that deceived Ashan Priyanjana. Once again, Madhushan taking the pace off the ball. He's mixing things up. Look at it again, slower, and the bounce. I like the intent from this fast bowler, Roshan. He looks a very competitive customer. We saw him playing that one international game. He looked very good.
Square of the offside, only a single. The Grays missing out on a lot of opportunities in scoring runs. They're losing important deliveries. Now 11.5. Their rate of scoring is just over 6.5. At one stage they were going at 7. This partnership has produced 7 of 11.
This is good stuff. This is very good stuff from the Blues. They've been led well by Charit Asalanka. The bowling changes have been good.
Last ball of over number 12. On the slow one, gets the outside edge. That may run away to the boundary. It's a welcome boundary. A boundary after a while. Spoils the over. 7 of it, 81 for 3.
Dolai.
So, runs and wickets. The last 5 overs have not given them that much comfort. Grays. Very risky single that goes in. And I think Minister will go up, or Malya Guruge will go upstairs. So Kirti Bandara will have to decide on this. Bhanuka was running to the danger end. At this stage, just managed to get in, I thought.
Easy decision to the third umpire. And that's not out. Bhanuka lives another day. 7 of 5 deliveries, Priyanjan 8 of 14. They got to make a move. 82 for 3 after 12. Right. Oh, beautiful catch. Very good catch off his own bowling, Praveen Jayavikrama. And the batsman was trying to give some room to go through the offside. Followed him, and in the end, that brilliant catch made sure Minot Bhanuka goes back to the pavilion. Take a look at Rigat for the catch. Oh, anticipation at its best. Never easy diving forward, and made it look so easy, Jayavikrama. Minot Bhanuka gone for 7 Grace, 82 for 4, in trouble.
Movin Subasinghe, strike rate of 154. He's played 12 matches. The 22-year-old is somebody who can really hit the ball big and far. He was top scorer for them in their previous outing.
He has to get in this surface. It's not easy straight away to come and play a natural game. That's what Movin Subasinghe should be aiming to do initially in the first few deliveries. Oh, lots of turn, lots of it. Slowing it down, and just goes to show the repertoire what Praveen Jayavikram has in his armory.
Because of his dismissal with that brilliant catch. In control right long.
Good bowling.
Another one going outside the off stump, beating the outside edge. Moving Super Singh, got to be a little careful. 4 wickets down. More than 7 overs to go. Captain Prashant Priyanjan. The non-strikers, another beautiful delivery. A perfect left arm spinner's delivery. There was curve, there was bounce, there was turn. And an easy catch with Dhananjay De Silva. He was a safe fielder. Holds on to it. Moving Super Singh got an absolute peach.
Take a look at this. He was not in control. And the second catch for the experienced Dhananjay De Silva. The second wicket for Praveen Jayavikram.
A magnificent bowling. Getting it off Moving Super Singh 0. Grace 82 for 5.
Tarya. Hey.
So Mudit Lakshan, it's 21 years old, 18 matches, 385 runs, strike rate 133. Has a name for himself to be amongst the runs. He was amongst the runs in the previous outing. See, a 51 run stand in roughly about 5 overs between Thanuka Dabare and Sangeet Kure has not provided the incentive for Grace.
Two slip fielders, Captain Charit Asalanka is attacking. Oh, direct hit would have had him. Dilshan Madhushankar shying at the non-strikers end. 13 overs gone, Grace, 83 for 5. It's a beautiful over by Praveen Jayavikram. Lots of turn, lots of guile, lots of variations, just giving away 2 runs. And picking up a couple of wickets of Vinod Bhanuka and big hitting Movin Super Singh. 4 wickets so far, 9, 60, 70 and 2 at 82, putting brakes on the scoring.
Important aspect here for Prashant Priyanjan to anchor the innings for the next 7 overs. If they can get to 130, it would be something from this stage onwards. Kasun Rajitha was expensive in his first over, also from this same end. Bit of a fumble. Oh. Harakiri.
Comedy of errors. The final thing what the Greys wanted is a silly run out like this. Lack of communication. And the captain Priyanjan departs. This is not good stuff by the Greys. Winning the toss, batting first. There was 3 wickets fallen. The last 7 deliveries or so. Exactly what they didn't need. Mudit Lakshan played it. Ran for it. They say never run on a misfield. Keeps couple of feet and Ashan Priyanjan caught ball watching. Simple error. Simple error. Gone for 8. Grace 84 for 6 and struggling.
Pulina Taranga is next in. He's made 250s. Strike rate of over 100. 61 matches. Experienced campaigner. Dr. Sri Devananda Ambalangoda. Made 16 not out or so in the previous outing. But, he has to do a lot of work now.
Smart canny cricketer, isn't he? Pulnataranga been in the system for a long time. Bowls those are decent leg spinners off the mark straight away. A very good fielder. And with the bat in hand, someone could contribute those important runs for his team. He's here because of this miscommunication among Mudit Lakshan and skipper Shan Priyanjan. Take a look at this. Youngsters watching, that's how you not run in between wickets. Watch ball watching. It's all about trusting your partner. And also they say, Haritha, never run on a misfield.
See, there were plenty of things happening. They almost collided, crossing for the first run. Mudit Lakshan will have to now bat with intent and confidence.
Nicely bowled Kasun Raditha. That's more of the test match length hitting it. It's not much movement, but the length and the bounce undoing Pulnataranga just outside the off stump. You mentioned about batting to come. It's not much to speak about. Akila Dhananjay doing the Tilakaratna and Milan Ratnayaka more renowned for their bowling. So I think this is the last recognized pair for the Greys.
It already started to let it go long before it came to him.
Surprised that umpire Deepal Gunawardena didn't call it one. Some batting cards so far. Sorry looking, apart from Dabar and Kure got the starts but didn't go on to make those big runs. The rest of it tumbling like the pack of cards. Pace bounce by Kasun Raditha to end the 14th. Grace 86 for 6. That was a good over by Kasun Raditha. There's plenty of pace, bounce. It's good to see the fast bowler bending his back, extracting the bounce, whatever is possible. It's a good combination to have. Praveen Jayavikrama bowling really well from the far end, ably supported from the other end by Kasun Raditha. To say bowling is all about partnership, just like the batting.
In the thick of things, Dhananjay De Silva with his experience. You need somebody like Sachita Jayatilaka who can hit hard and high, like Movin Subasinghe. Quick work by Samaravikrama.
A very confident looking Samaravikrama. The way he appealed, I think he knows it. He knows it may be the back foot of Mudit Lakshan dragged, or it was in the air. Let's take a closer look. Beaten outside edge. Oh, very close. I think he should be fine, but probably another angle will get the job done. Never easy these decisions, is it?
Yeah, in the previous game too, he got the better of the decision. That's a legal delivery from Praveen Jayavikrama. Kirti Bandara will decide on this. Dragging went out. Neat bit of work. Collected close to the wicket. It's close enough, quick enough. Let's take a look at the batter. At full stretch. It's about managing your balance.
I have made my mind up. Let's see what the third umpire thinks. Beautifully bowled again by Praveen Jayavikrama. Last over and continuing to do so. Nice pace. more slower you bowl, it's a tough work for the batsman. Waiting for a different angle. Any viewers joining us, this is the SLC Sky Exchange Invitational T20 League 2022, powered by Dafa News. Just waiting for this confirmation by the third umpire.
Not out. So if it was that much of time to decide, yes. Oh! He's really keeping it so tight. Superb spell.
He's been brilliant so far. Just a 6 runs been given after 2.2 overs. Picked up 2 wickets in the previous over. Smart bit of glove work behind the stumps by Sadira. Shot this time. Punataranga hammers it to a score point. Single is a call. Yeah, safe. Mudit Lakshan got to be a little careful. Ran his captain out. You don't want to captain. You don't want to run out your next batsman as well.
He made some runs in that previous innings when he was out in the middle.
Plenty of nice in the middle. Leg by been signalled by umpire Deepa Gunawardhana. Just had the feeling Mudit Lakshan was trying to play for the ball which was going to turn, but this occasion was Praveen Jayakram's arm ball. Very good to see Praveen Jayakram showing his full form. He lost his form during that Bangladesh series, lost his spot from the test side as well. And it's good to see him performing in this tournament and hopefully in the tours to come.
He's created such a solid aura. Even the punishable deliveries are being played down. And they are not finding the gaps.
That's what doubt, doesn't it? You doubt yourself when you're playing to survive. Most of the time, even the full deliveries like that can be a dot ball. That's the end of the 15th. Grace, 89 for 6 and struggling. Just 3 runs in that over by Jai Vikrama. Bowling is 3 overs for 7 runs. Putting the brakes on this Grace innings. The last 30 deliveries with 19 runs and 3 wickets. That's how the pressure has been built from the Blues. Bowling heavy with 4 quick bowlers and 3 spinners. Solid looking team on paper against a team of Grace who are mostly consist of players who have done well in the domestic T20 tournament.
Lakshan is giving the opportunity to pull in a Taranga. I got the feeling that Taranga will be a better prospect to find the boundary.
It's cost the scene. This is the difference of experience. When you have surfers like this down the ground by Pulna Taranga, it's best to sometimes hold it across. Sometimes some skid, some bounce, get that extra bite of the pitch. This is good stuff. Very good thinking by Kasun Raditha.
Skipper Asalanka is at mid-off.
Nicely played by Mudit Lakshan, using the pace what Kasun Raditha offers. The third consecutive delivery across the seam. And this is where I think Charith Asalanka should be going for the kill. Tail end is to come. If they could sniff a wicket from here, can keep the run rate down to, part the score down to 120. I think they'll be very happy with the bowling effort, especially after losing the toss and bowling.
Unable to find the boundary. And only a single in all these instances. Asalanka is speaking to his bowler constantly.
Plenty of work being done by the third man fielder, Lusuminda Lakshan, with the pace and the bounce. What Kasun Raditha is dishing out. This is another good bouncer following the batsman. Nicely watched as well by young Lakshan. Very impressive, Kasun Raditha. With the white ball, we've seen plenty of red ball cricket being played by Kasun. And umpire Deepal Gunawardana correctly so, calling it one for the over.
A good comeback from the experienced fast bowler. So even that juicy half volley could not be made use of. End of 16. Grace elected to bat on 93 for 6.
Almost a run-out chance again. Dhananjay De Silva's reaction says it all. Just 4 runs in that over from Kasun Raditha. Plenty of options. 4 quick bowlers, 3 spinners. All been used by Captain Charith Asalanka so far. 11 extras, 93 for 6. Losing the toss, bowling first. I think the Blues at the moment will be quite happy with the proceedings. Praveen Jayavikrama bowling his final over. Clipping out mid-wicket, call is for 2. Direct hit would be having it. Oh, I think not even direct hit. If the throw was good, Charith Asalanka could have easily taken off the bails. Got the craze. Got to be a little careful with the running between wickets. Let's take a closer look. A decent throw, and if Charith Asalanka had collected it, it would have been curtains for Mudita Lakshan.
I think that was Pramod Madhushan. Another look. Pushing and going through. Maybe we'll come back to that. But this has been a rather ordinary performance by the Greys. They had a pretty decent start. They can only blame themselves for the way they have collapsed. They've collapsed like a pack of cards. Wickets falling at too close to each other. No real intent being shown. Lots of respect to the bowlers. No boundaries, just singles. That's not going to win you games.
A cardinal error. You have a good start. Second wicket fell at 60. Ever since then, I think the full credit should go to Blues as well. The way they are bowled, the way they fielded. But some of the decision making of the Greys batters shows the inexperience playing at this highest level of intensity. Oh, good side by Pulataranga. Big appeal by Sadir Samaravikrama. Looks like he's very confident. And leg umpire Ruchira Palya Guruge goes upstairs. A big turn again by Praveen Jayavikrama. And Dhananjay De Silva, his signal is out.
Well, they're celebrating. He thinks it's out. It was tossed up. It was bowled slower. Well, they want to first look at the front foot. How will this be? He's fine. That's fine. It's the next one. Is there turn and bounce? That's the question. Yeah, well, this is the frame that they will be very interested to look at. Well, Pulina Taranga, yes, he's out. He's definitely gone. He's definitely gone. His foot is not behind the line. Sadira Samaravikrama had the presence of mind to take the bails off. That's a fairly easy one for the third umpire. And, well, it's a matter of time before the third umpire's decision is seen.
Smart bit of fear keeping by Sathira Samarekma. There was bounce. And the decision, as expected, it's out. Good bowling, good bit of stumping. And the Greys are struggling even more. 97 for 7. And Pulitharanga gone for 7.
$97 for 7. Just to remind you that this is the SLC Sky Exchange Invitational T20 League 2022, which is powered by Dafa News. The title sponsor is Sky Exchange. As I said, powered by Dafa News, and co-sponsors Daras and IPG Sports. Akila Dhananjaya, lots of experience, 101 games. Doesn't have a great record as a batsman. His reputation is as a bowler. Oh, again, that one down the leg side, called a wide. Could have been a stumping.
A missed chance. And this was Pulitharanga swiping across the line. Smart piece of wicket keeping by Samar Vikrama, who has been really impressive behind the stumps. Down the ground this time by Akila Dhananjaya. Could use the long handle. We have seen him hitting a couple of sixes. This was a stumping again. Spun, bounce, and job is done.
Another wide. Well, Akila Dhananjaya's story is a sad one. Was on the scene, was a match winner, has bowled exceptionally well as an off spinner. Then unfortunately had to remodel his action. As a result of it, just losing out on the opportunities. That's a good over by Praveen Jayavikrama with 3 to go. The Greys are now 99 for 7.
Jayavikrama finishing his 4 overs quota, 13 for 3, 14 dot deliveries. He's been impressive. Even the last game, he bowled really well for the Blues. This is a struggle for the Greys after winning the toss, batting first. Just made the one change from the last game. And the fate is the same. The Cumble in heaps. That's been a problem. Look at that, 82, 82, 84, 97. It's not going to win new games.
99 for 7. Suminder Lakshan, that's a poor delivery down the leg side. Could have been a wide. This first one, it's just the attempted leg break, possibly just sliding down the leg side. Now Akila Dhananjaya on strike. The 100 is up.
Skipper Charit Asalanka has the option of finishing off the last 3 overs with the 4 fast bowlers. No one has bowled the 4 overs, but still opts to go with spin. That's an interesting call. Suminder Lakshan was bowled really well. 2 overs for 9 runs. Just before this over. Googly. Akila Dhananjaya, what are you doing? So not a run there. Wanting a single. The fielder, I think it's Charit Asalanka at car point, had everything in his arm and just ran himself out.
Well, too many run-outs, too many misunderstandings. I can tell you that Sathira Samarekma has had an excellent day behind the stumps with the gloves. Came off with a wonderful stumping not too long ago, and now quick reaction, good throw. Look how quickly he gets to the stumps. Akila Dhananjaya way short. So the Greys are just struggling big time. The 8th wicket's gone. Akila Dhananjaya taking that long walk back, and that decision should be an easy one. It's out. So Akila Dhananjaya is gone. It's 100 for 8, and the Greys are in serious trouble here.
Baba!
Right, Duvindu Tilakaratne comes here with a great pedigree. One of the twins in the well-known Tilakaratne family, Ashan Tilakaratne, former Sri Lanka batsman, captain and coach, manager, selector. I think he's done a lot. Duvindu Tilakaratne comes up, or at least known as a very fine left-arm spinner, orthodox left-arm spinner. His twin is the left-arm wrist spin. Left-arm Chinaman, as they might call it. Ashan Tilakaratne was also a wicket-keeper his day. And the mother, Apsari, involved with ladies cricket. So it's a cricketing family, and I believe the younger one is also Rajidu Tilakaratne. He's another very talented young man. This is a good over by Suminda Lakshan. He's bowled 3 dot balls, a wicket and a single.
Yeah, plenty of dot deliveries in this innings. Just a 1 run on the 18th over. Just goes to show the misery what the Greys are going through, especially with run-outs. Gogley this time. And Duvindu Tilakaratne was equal to the task. Gets himself off the mark. 18 gone. Greys 101 for 8 and struggling. Time since last bound with 36 deliveries. Just goes to show the struggle what the Greys have gone through. And Duvindu is here because of this miscommunication among Udit Lakshan and Akila Dhananjay. There was no run. It's not the best of throw towards the wicketkeeper Sadira, but he did really well. Having a very good game behind the stumps. Maybe that confidence will be shown when Sadir Samarika comes out to bat.
Just 2 batsmen into the double figures. That is Dabare and Sangeet Korea. At that time, the Greys were looking good, but after that, they just collapsed like 9 pins. Just not been able to put up a fight. Pramod Madushan. Well, this has been their game plan, just singles and singles. They haven't had the boundaries that they're looking for. But you can't expect the lower order to come in and swing boundaries. You would expect the more established players to do that, to try and set a good foundation, not to be. What do you put this down to, Mahat? Do you put this down to the disparity between the club team and the other teams? Or simply good bowling by the blue side? Or where would you put your finger on?
Putting it short, Pramod Madushan. Oh, white call. White call by the leg umpire to start with Ruchirapalli Guruge signalling towards Deepal, who's head umpire. Nevertheless, a good bouncer. Only the height was a bit too much. Yeah, that's a good call by Ruchira. I think about the Greys, Roshan, bit of both. Disparity for sure. The quality and the level of cricket, the intensity what some of the Blues team have played. As we know, most of them have played international cricket. But with the Greys, everyone has played well in the domestic setup. So that's number one. And also the bowling lineup of the Blues. 4 quicks. The way they bowl, hitting that back of the length, the spin of Suminda Lakshan, the way Dhananjay De Silva started, and the way Praveen Jayavikrama bowled. So I think overall they found wanted.
So doesn't this worry you? Because if you think that there is a gap between these 2 teams, now these are possibly the best out of the rest from the clubs, the T20 players. And if you find that disparity to be fairly large and big, it's obviously a worrying factor, isn't it? Because these are the guys who have to, who will be the next in line. That's an educated edge. It will run away to the boundary. Bit of extra pace. Tilakaratne looking to try and run it down to third man. A very thick edge. It's a welcome boundary. But just getting back to that point I was making, because if this is the next set, another look, just backing away a little bit. particularly the batting I'm talking about. We haven't still seen the bowling makeup, but the batting in both games have been found wanting. So, should be a worry, isn't it?
Indeed, and especially for me, the biggest worry is about grabbing the opportunity. This is the ideal situation. There's a lot to earn than lose. Especially another educated edge towards third man, Dilshan Madhusankar, doing up the cleaning. When I spoke to you regarding the Grace team in even the first game, I did mention these are my dark horse team. Why I said that was when you have nothing to lose, everything to gain attitude, most of the time, if you play your natural game and if your luck is in your side, you can surprise a couple of people. But in this case, I just feel the batsmen were too many soft dismissals and run out chances. Just goes to show the intensity level which the opposition plays in. And what Blues, beg your pardon, Grace have been doing it for the last couple of months. That's something that worries me for sure. And Prabodh Madhushan just played the one game against Australia, but the way I've learned, definitely after that debut against Australia where he made runs, he bowled well, he's been a different player. So this is what you need, giving the opportunity. When you get the opportunity, grab it. And Dilshan Madhusankar day before, a lot of eyebrows being used, open, beg your pardon, with the spell that he bowled. So I reckon this is where this Grace team, the young team, has failed to do. Another slow delivery, run out chance, a direct hit. Would have had the Duvinder Thilakaratne. That sort of a day for the Grace. Plenty of yes and no and sorries. 19 gone, 110 for 8.
Another look, pace of the ball, again very near confusion. Could have easily been fatal. And curtains for Duvinder Thilakaratne. He was almost past the no return point. $110 for 8. The last tour of the innings to be bowled by Chamika Karunaratne. It's Mudita Lakshan on strike. So 6 balls to go in the innings. Starts off with a slow one. Hit down to long on. Easily taken. Kasun Rajitha just jogged in and took a fairly easy catch at long on. A slow delivery to start up with. And Chamika Karunaratne strikes with his first ball. And change of pace. Just rolled his wrists and a simple catch.
Yeah, bucket like palms, Kasun Rajitha. Usually a good safe catch-up. Holding on to that, and Mudita Lakshan gone for 10. Grace 110 for 9.
Milan Ratnayaka is the new batsman. It's 110 for 9, 5 balls to go. So Duvinder Thilakaratne on strike. Just works it behind square leg. They're running the first run hard. They'll be happy with 1.
Last man, Milan Ratnayaka, the fast bowler from Moore Sports Club. The lone fast bowler in this Grace team. They're spin heavy today. It's one change. Lakshan Gamage, the seam bowler, be left out in place of Duvinder Thilakaratne. This is the coaching staff of the Blues team. Manager Shane Fernando, Marin Thornapura, the assistant coach, head coach Manoj Ave Vikrama, Lasantha Ekanayaka, the physio, and Lakshman, the local Hulk, the Masua.
You said the local Hulk. Why?
He has the biggest muscle I've ever seen for a Masua.
Milan Ratnaik on strike. Gets an edge. Down to third man. Only a single again. They're not going to hurt the Blues because they are quite comfortable. They're very much on top. 112 for 9 doesn't frighten them. It's a strong batting lineup. But it's a funny game. Don't forget that. It was just the other night that they defended a small score against a much stronger side, the Greens.
I mean, Grace got to be still having the hope and the belief that the Blues just consist of 5 batsmen, 5 good batsmen, I should say. And then at number 6 is Chamika Karunaratne. This was one change from the last game. Overthrow there. Comedy of errors, but in the end, just 2 runs. And one change is Danish Gunatilaka reported sick and being replaced by Lairudara. And this was the last wicket. Mudit Lakshan trying to go over mid-wicket. Only managed to get the splice of the bat, and Kasun Raditha doing the rest.
Easy as you like. That time he just waltzed in Kasun Rajitha and made that catch look so easy. 2 balls to go. It's 114 for 9. That time followed him from Chamika Karunaratne. Well, he was looking to try and go fine over the wicketkeeper's head, but he just kept following him. And Duindu Tilakaratne just missing out. That's a good bouncer. That's a good one from Karunaratne, just making sure that he just kept following the batsman, not giving him the room he's looking for.
And Duindu took the right option, trying to go over probably third man, but it was bid for pace and bounce which Chamik offered. Another short delivery. It was smashed towards cow point. A single taken. It will remain a single of the final delivery.
Time.
It's a struggle for the Greys. Ended up with 115 for 9, but full marks to this Blues lineup. They always kept on coming, picked up wickets in regular intervals. In the end, containing this Greys team for 115.
Yeah, excellent effort. Excellent effort indeed by the Blues. 115 for 9 is nothing very frightening if you're a Blues player, because it's a pretty strong batting lineup, all-rounders, top batsmen, and they'll be well pleased with their effort, especially after that second wicket pair threatened to take them on. Charith Asalanka leading them well, just making sure that he applied the brakes at the right time.
Smile says it all of the captain, Swayze, Charith Asalanka, who led the team very well. A strong looking Blues bowling lineup containing the Greys. Just 115. Cricket is a funny game. I keep saying that. It's a matter of 1 or 2 wickets in the power play. You're still in the game. Plenty of bowling options for the Greys, especially in the spin bowling department. The batting card, Dabare and Kures did fairly well, and apart from that, nothing to speak about. Most of the single-digit score been scored. 14 extras are the third highest scorer. Greys finishing up at 115 for 9. Bowling for the Blues, plenty of good options. All 7 bowlers chipped in, and pick of the bowlers for me was Praveen Jayavikrama, 3 for 13, and every other bowler chipped in to contain the Greys for 115.
Right, let's take a look at the highlights of this innings. They promised a lot at the top of the order. This was Ashan Randika, who was bowled, done by the off-spin of Dhananjay De Silva, but then the partnership, Dabare and Kure getting their act together. Some lovely drives, flowing shots, lofted drives, not afraid to go over the top, and boundaries for flowing, and a few extras too. And at that stage, the Blues looked a little bit rattled before this delivery. was a special one from Chamika Karunaratne.
He bowled well. This was a skyer. Slow ball by Pramod Madhushan. Safely taken by Dhananjay De Silva at deep mid-wicket, giving Madhushan his first wicket. And how good was this by Praveen Jayavikrama of his own bowling, diving forward. Minod Banuka being caught and ball. And this was Movin Subasinghe. His reputation of being a big hit. Undone by absolute beauty by Jayavikrama. And this was a run out of skipper Priyanjan. It was a yes or a no and a sorry. In the end, lack of communication. Going against Priyanjan. Something by Sadhir Samaravikrama to get rid of Pulna Taranga. Another beautiful delivery by Jayavikrama. Akhil Dhananjay came, and there was no single there. Rightly so, Lakshan sending him back. Outside edge went for a boundary. This was Mutid Lakshan perishing. Slow ball by Charu Karunaratne, taken easily by Kasun Raditha at long on.
Right, so that's the story of the Greys, and it's not a frightening target. It's less than a runner ball. It's 116. It's all what the Blues need to wrap this game. Right, it's time for a break, and we will be back with the reply of the Blues. SLC Sky Exchange Invitation T20 League 2022 powered by Duffer News. It is Grace versus Blues. This is match number 4. And just to remind you that it was just 115 for 9 that the Greys made. And it wasn't a very impressive batting performance. Dabare and Kure at the top making some useful scores, and then Tilakaratne at the bottom making a quick fire 11, and the only other batsman entering double figures being Mudita Lakshan making 10. Well, the bowling figures looking very impressive. Dhananjay De Silva at the top, and then Jai Vikrama getting 3 wickets at the bottom, and also good support from Suminda Lakshan. But generally, it's been a good all-round effort by the Blues to keep the Greys at 115 for 9. This can't be a target that will worry the Blues too much because it's a pretty strong batting lineup. But as we know, cricket is a funny game. We have seen funny things happen. I don't think the Blues will be taking things too easily, though they should be fancying their chances. Sadira Samaravikrama and Lahiru Udara are the 2 openers, both wicket keepers, interestingly, opening the batting. So let's see how this pair of batsmen set about this target.
So Lahiru Udara has been among the runs in the domestic arena. Sadira Samaravikrama is such a talented player. Definitely will want to make an impact in this tournament. But on the other hand, Grace, they're starting off with spin.
Well, they'll have to look for wickets. This is Sadira Samaravikrama's record. I'm a bit surprised that his strike rate is only 119. I expected it to be much higher. So he's a powerful striker of the ball. Lahiru Udara has, as you said, has been prolific in the recent domestic season. Not in that last T20, but he's a good enough player. A good strike rate, 131. And well, they're going to start off with spin, as you said, because they'll have to look for wickets. Mudita Lakshan, who bowls with the new ball, will start off proceedings with a slip, because they'll have to look for wickets for sure. 13 wickets in 17 games, good economy rate.
Well, he did open the bowling in the previous game as well. So here we go. Starts off with a good delivery. Not afraid to give it a little bit air.
Finding some turn and bounce. Sadira Samaravikrama went hard at it. Really looked to blast it away on the offside. Well, they're looking to try and create some pressure. Lots of chatter about.
Vinod Bhanuk is behind the stumps.
So far, so good. 3 dot balls to start with from the left arm spinner, Mudita Lakshan.
Fires it in, doesn't really try to make the ball to turn much. That's what he does. He did that in this previous game as well.
That's a wide. Unless they got excited thinking that it was off the bat, but I think umpire Ruchira Palyaguru is a seasoned campaigner. He's very good as an umpire. Off the mark this time. Short and wide. Thumped away. Sadira Samaravikrama is on his way.
Short on that occasion by Mudita Lakshan. There we go. And Sadira Samaravikrama was very quick to get on that. The placement was perfect. They are on their way.
Well, it's a good dot ball again. This is a good start. He hasn't found much. That first delivery had a bit of turn and bounce. But other than that, he's looked to fire it in. It's been backed up by some good fielding. Last ball of the over. Quick single, could be trouble here, could be trouble. The throw was bad. The throw wasn't quick enough. You needed a quicker, stronger return. The umpire has gone upstairs, but I think Samaravikrama should be fine.
Well, I think the fielder was in two minds in which end to throw, and he suddenly turned and threw it at the bowler's end. And as you said, it was not a powerful return. It was pretty... so, there you go. Oh. I think he's fine.
Eventually looked a little bit tighter than what I thought, but still a quicker and a stronger return could have possibly been curtains for Sadira Samaravikrama. I think at this stage, the bail has not been dislodged, but the batsman is well in.
And also the dive saved Samaravikrama, I would say. Might be looking at whether the bat was a little bit in the air, but I think that's fine.
All right. It should be a pretty straightforward decision. It's not out. So end of the first over, it's 6 without loss. So we're going to see more spin at the far end. This is going to be young Duvindu Tilakaratne. Has had very good returns in the domestic cricket he plays. Believe he got quite a bit of wickets in the recent tournaments also, both the T20 and the 50 over. Nicely driven. Samaravikrama into action that was tossed up and threaded through that offside.
Well, he picked the length perfectly, tossed up as you said, but that feet movement was perfect, where he planted his front foot, well in control.
Maybe a touch fuller, just a touch fuller from Duvindu Tilakaratne. Likes to drop it a little bit shorter, likes to get him pushing forward rather than that kind of length. That's better. It's a much better delivery. Going with the arm.
Bowled it a little bit quicker than the previous delivery.
Hold him, followed him. That's a brilliant delivery. Sadira Samaravikrama was playing for turn. That one followed him. What was that delivery? I don't think it was a Chinaman, but it was a finger spin, if I saw it correctly. Let's take a look. Yes, definitely it was a finger spin, but it kept following. This is what the new ball could do.
And also, Roshan, I think it's a seam that did the trick for the window. The seam hit and then it spun the other way. And Samaravikrama, as you said, was playing for turn. He's gone for 9. It's 10 for 1.
Well, the Greys have got a wicket, and they've got a big wicket in Sadira Samaravikrama. Duvindu Tilakaratne, the man striking. He was hit for a boundary, but the delivery getting him Charita Salanka, a rising star of Sri Lanka. White ball cricket, just 25 years. That strike rate is pretty decent. And the Blues have lost a wicket pretty early in the piece. With Sadira Samaravikrama, who looked good with those two boundaries, just giving himself a bit of room to try and hit it away on the offside. That delivery going the other way, following the batsman. That was an amazing delivery from the left-arm spinner, Duvindu Tilakaratne.
Now, run.
That's given him confidence, isn't it? Straight away a slip in place for Charita Salanka. The Greys needs wickets, that's for sure. And this is the previous dismissal. Just followed him. I would say it hit the seam and just kept coming in, the new ball.
Allan, ekay,
Asalanka
Moin, ekay.
is off the mark.
විසිකල ඉවර කරන්න මල්ලි. බෝල විසිකල ඉවර කරන්න. බෝල විසිකල ඉවර කරන්න.
Interesting to see how the Greys can apply the pressure against the Blues. That will be the key. 2 quick wickets at the top, maybe in the power play. We might have a game on hand.
Yes, certainly, because that's the best option as far as the Greys are concerned. Wickets,
මේ අලුත් batsman.
they just need to make sure that they keep getting wickets and not let partnerships develop. This is Lahiru Udara. He hasn't faced a delivery as yet.
බෝල එන්න සංගා.
Quick single, he gets off the mark. It is 12 for 1 at the end of 2. That was Satira Samarvikrama's dismissal. Doindu Tilakaratne getting that wicket, that ball just coming in with the arm. 12 for 1 in 2 overs.
සන්නේ මොකද්ද දෙක? මේ මේකයි. මොයින්. අර උඩ. හරි. මෙයා මෙතන තියලා මිටිකට.
So Ashan Priyanjan coming on. Well, he's turning out to be a more than useful off spinner, and he's a late bloomer as an off spinner. Spoken about his batting powers, but he's also started bowling. A bit of an all-rounder. And Lahiru Udara's reverse sweep is going to get him a couple of runs off the very first delivery.
I would prefer another over from Mudita Lakshan, especially against the right-handed Lahiru Udara, Roshan, rather than Priyanjan coming in. Priyanjan is more slower through the air. With the new ball, Mudita Lakshan might have created a few problems by bringing it back, hurrying the batsman on the back foot.
Unless Ashan Priyanjan could do that. Just keep sliding the ball, finding the outside edge. It's got a slip. The newer ball would find the outside edge because it will slide. It will also drift a bit if he can. Good fielding, but cannot prevent the single.
Priyanjan needs to be a little bit quicker through the air rather than this. It's a little bit too slow. It's giving batsmen time to think. Especially when you're bowling with the new ball, you make sure that that seam hits and just creates problems with the batsman. Ashan Priyanjan a little bit slower through the air.
Yeah, he is a bit slow through the air, but this is a trade that he's been pretty successful. Bowling at this pace, but he's turning out to be a pretty canny operator. Got a lot of wicket. He's got a slip to the left-hander. That's the line. He would want to just drop it around that off stump. Hope for some turn. Maybe a bit of bounce with it.
It's something you don't see very often in T20 cricket, Roshan, an off-spinner going between the umpire and the stumps.
This is an old-fashioned off-spinner. Quick single. Well, as you know, the modern game has thrown up different kinds of species. Gone are the days that you'll find the old-fashioned off-spinner very much on the lines of Ashan Priyanjan, but it's more wrist and shoulders and arms, more than actual technique. Another single. 17 for 1.
This is the schedule. This is match number 4, Greys and Blues. 2 games coming up on Saturday the 13th. Greys is greens and Blues is red. And then the big final on the 15th.
Thank God it happens to be Saturday the 13th.
Not Friday the 13th.
Not Friday the 13th.
Ready? කැපෙන් ඉඩ තියන්න මකට දාන්න.
Right, Duvindu Tilakaratne continues. The wicket taker.
අන්න හරි නියම මචං.
He's following the batsman.
අන්නේම දාන්න, අන්නේම
He's
දාන්න
playing for
එන්න.
some
කැපෙන්
turn,
එකක්
just
කරලා
giving
ඔබ
himself a
දාන්න.
beater room. That's the mistake Sadira Samaravikrama did. Just backed away a little bit.
අල්ලගන්න එකයි. නියමයි මල්ලි. නියම තිලකේ.
He's looking for room. Lahiru Udara. Duvindu Tilakaratne, he doesn't get very wide of the crease as well. He gets more into the center part of it and then darts in. That's the danger. Because when you get wide of the crease, the prediction is that it might come in. But this is surprising the batsman.
Who has a nice action, orthodox left arm spinner.
තවින්. වා කෙලින් එන්න.
It's a challenge for this type of bowlers to bowl in T20 cricket because it's a different style. He's bowling at the right pace, but down the pitch he comes with plenty of open spaces. It's a challenge, as I said, for a left arm spinner to bowl in the power plays, especially when you're up against someone like Charith Asalanka. Just does it quite easily.
For a moment, I thought Duvindu Tilakaratne saw Asalanka coming down. He fired it in, but Asalanka managed to get to the pitch of the ball.
ඉමිට දානවා තිලකේ. මම දාන් ඉන්න.
It was fired in and he hit it on the up. What will Tilakaratne's reply be?
අල්ලගන්න. අසන්න.
Slower,
ඔතන අත ගන්න.
slightly wider down the leg side. That was going off a top edge. What has impressed me with Tilakaratne is his mixing of his pace. He's fired the ball in, he's bowled it slower, he's bowled it wider.
ඉමිට දානවා.
He's changing his release points a lot. That's what he's doing. That's helping him to get the various pace out of the deliveries.
නොත ගන්න. අයියෝ එකයි.
This becomes a little bit too easy when you have that mid-off fieldsman down and also with the pitch not turning.
ඉමිට දානවා. උතර දාලා
It
ඉවර
becomes
කරන්න
a bit
තිලකේ.
easy for the batsman just to work it through the line rather than really looking to play across it. Last ball of the over.
ඉමිට දානවා. හරිකෝ.
Another single. So they get 8 off that over, 25 for 1.
අල්ලගන්න.
Into the gap for very precise in his execution.
රෂි.
Charith Asalanka. Captain to captain this. Ashan Priyanjan coming in. Perfectly balanced. Knew exactly where to play.
A good option. Square leg up in the circle. Ashan Priyanjan knows it.
අල්ලගන්න.
Giving him much, yeah, bowling it slower. Even we saw in the previous game and the first innings of this game, the slower you bowl, it's going to be tough work for the batsman.
ඔව් ඔව්.
I think if
Nimashi.
Grace have any chance of winning this game, the man on screen now will be the golden wicket.
නාත් ගන්න මල්ලි.
Neat cricket. Didn't try to overhit, it's just the placement. We're looking for 3. Get it quite comfortably.
The class written all over it. Charith Asalanka, much slower, short, slightly short I should say. Got the placement perfectly through cover point. Valiant effort by Movin Subasinghe at cover point, but not just good enough. and scrambling 3 for 3 runs.
He made 23 very valuable runs in his previous visit to the middle. Lahiru Ikalagamage dancing down the track to make the shot look easy.
Aggression shown by Lahiru Dara down the ground. That was going against the turn. Off spinner turning back in. A safe option with mid-off up. A very good player through the offside, Lahiru Dara. When he gets going, he's someone that very good in the eye. Makes the batting look so easy.
Making room for himself. This one was dropped short. He saw it very early. Another couple.
And a shot again by Ashan Priyanjan. Thought for a second it was crisply timed. And wasn't that hard. Just 2 runs. Bit surprised that running in between wickets, the intensity was the greatest among Asalanka and Udara. This is a sign of the dew has come down. I told you the day before, it did come pretty late, and today it has come a little earlier than expected. Dot delivery in the 5th over. Blues 38 for 1. That's a decent start by the Blues, chasing down his mere score of the Greys. 115, chasing down 116. Skipper Asalanka and Lahiru Dara coming into this team in place of Danush Gunatilaka, who reported sick. So far, 12 dot deliveries, 5 boundaries has been the occasion. Only wicket to fall of Sadir Samar Vikrama, clean bowled by Duvindu Tilakaratna, who's playing his first game in this tournament.
As long as he is out in the middle, Charita Asalanka will be very busy and will want to get through his deliveries very quickly and very efficiently.
Mudad Lakshan switching ends, bowled the first over, replacing Duvindu Tilakaratna from the Kettara main, which is the far end. The field, deep square leg, a deep mid wicket, short square leg, short fine leg to the left hand at Charita Asalanka, and 5 in the circle in the offside, covering the strong areas of Charita Asalanka, which is long on and the mid wicket area.
It was ill-directed, but plenty to think about.
Definitely did, didn't it? Turn, bounce. Just the line was a perfect delivery for the right hander, but not the left hander. Take a look at this. Wow. Minod Banugu did well to get some hand to it. If not, it would have been a 4.
Now the right hander is in business from St. John's Nugegoda. Lahiru Dara plays for NCC.
That's an arm ball. Going with this arm and much straighter. Polite inquiry by Minod Banuka. Take another look at the replay. Much quicker. Yeah. Oh, very close to the back foot, didn't it? Fortunately, we don't have the luxury of having the replay. Probably the Hawkeye, but very close.
The good thing is he didn't want to play across the line. He played with the full face of the bat, otherwise he would have been in trouble.
That's the length. That's the length. And the line as well. Some turning, some going with the arm, creating enough doubt of the bat in batsman's mind. Shot again. Oh, that's arm ball. It got to be looked after that, especially with Sadir Samarikram as well, with Duvindu Tilakaratna bowling that brilliant arm delivery. Again, quicker, flatter. Oh, pretty lucky there, Lahiru Dara.
අන්න ගිරන ඔතන ගහන්න ඔතනට මල්ලි. ඔතනට ගහන්න.
Ooh. If it hit the furniture, there have been curtains.
He gave up so early. He knew it was a bad call. There was not a single at all. Charit Asalanka, the non-strikers in, sprinted across, but Lairudara called for it. There was never a single. This has been the problem in this game. Even the Greys, plenty of risks been taken.
අනුක මෙතනනේ හිටියේ.
I think very lucky there, Lairudara.
උතර ඉවර කරන්න ඕනේ මල්ලි.
Charit Asalanka is a different prospect altogether.
නෝ යන්න බෝල්ට් යන්න. සයිඩ් එක ගාලා දාන්න. මචං
Efficient running between wickets.
He should have been sliding and throwing it in Mudit Lakshan, but he didn't. End of the power play. Blues 43 for 1. That's a decent start by the Blues, just losing 1 wicket of Sadira Samaravikrama. There's the comparison. Greys were 46 for 1 after 6 overs and then lost their way. And the Blues 43 for 1. And Deepa Gunawardhana will signal the second power play.
Shira Palyaguru is Killa Dhananjaya is brought into the attack. He'll pick up wickets, but will it be quick and sufficient to put the opposition under pressure? Picked up a couple in the last outing.
Akhil Dhananjaya, the experienced campaigner, playing his 101st game, 120 wickets, economy of 7.3, the best of 4 for 17. I'm sure skipper Ashan Priyanjan will be banking heavily on his number 1 spinner, Akhil Dhananjaya. To all the viewers who just joined us, you're watching the SLC's Sky Exchange Invitational T20 League, powered by Dafa News, co-sponsors Daras and IPG Sports.
Hello! Dama! How is that, sir?
Okay, needs to be careful.
අසරෙන්ඩා.
Lahiru Iglagamage.
ඔමිනා.
Akhil Dhananjaya will fancy his chances against the right-hander.
Outside the line, much slower. This is the challenge for the batsman. Even the previous games, as soon as the spinners slow it down, it's tough work for the batsman.
මේ ඩොට් බෝල් එකක් ගාලා
The
තියෙනවා.
right option taken by Lairu. Trying to sweep the off spin with the turn. That's quite a safe shot, but the length was not there.
Yet again, Asalanka goes up to him and has a word.
No run, one. එන්න. බෝල්ට් යන්න.
Easy clipped away. That's something what impressed me, Arthur. Right throughout these couple of matches, Charit Asalanka captaining the Blues team, the way he handled the entire team, even when he's batting with the partner, the non-strikers, and he sees something, he straight away
නොයින්.
at the ear of the batsman, just letting him know, just calm down. And it's something that I've been watching for a long time. Definitely has a leadership skills, and a good sign going forward for Sri Lanka cricket, having a leader like that.
ඇති ඔය ඇති. ඇති ඉන්න.
Again, well struck. Timing, placement. He made that shot look so easy.
A class written all over it. Shot by Akhil Dhananjaya, asking to be hit. And Charit Asalanka did not disappoint. Short arm jab, found the gap. There you go.
You mentioned about his leadership qualities. Captained his school's team, Richmond College. More important, the emerging team for Sri Lanka. Won the tournament for the Asians emerging teams.
අන්න හරි. ඔන්න ඔහම දාන්න
It's
ඕනේ.
about the performance. But he's been earmarked as a leader when he was young. And The little I've seen so far, he just made these full international debut 2 years ago. He's definitely a character who demands respect. And leads from the front. That's something that impresses me. Always he's up there and calling the shots. 7 gone Blues, 48 for 1. Yeah, it's a power play full of strokes, a wicket, full of actions. Start with the left-arm spinner Mudita Lakshan starting the proceedings against the two right-handers. It's a nice shot by Sadhira Samarawikram of Dumin Thilakaratne. The last laugh. Arm ball, straight to the leg stump. It's a beautiful shot by Charita Asalanka down the ground, flat batted to get his innings going. Down the ground this time by Lairu Udara over mid-off to get things rolling for him as well.
Yeah, when you have a leader so complete as a cricketer, you could bat, bowl and field on top of your leadership qualities, that's a commodity that is very rare and should be nurtured, and that's happening as far as Asalanka and Sri Lanka cricket is concerned, in the right direction.
Milan Ratnayaka, the quick from Moore Sports Club, the lone fast bowler in this Grays team, getting his go from the Kettarama end. 18 games, economy of 7.28, just like Akhil Dhananjay. Similar, almost similar. Back of the length, neatly played by Lairu Udara, who loves the pace of the ball. He's somebody who loves facing fast bowlers, Lairu Udara.
Usually played for Sri Sumangala Warriyapola in the Northwestern Province. Good progress. Now he's earmarked for something bigger. He needs to grab these opportunities, show what he's capable of.
Did watch him bowl in the warm-ups just before the game and he was ripping it through. With good pace, good bounce. Has the height, nice easy action. Gives it all with all the deliveries. Definitely got all the attributes to be the next big thing for Sri Lankan cricket. Just had to get more opportunities in this caliber, this intensity level where it's all about the opportunities. I'm sure the selectors will be keeping an eye. If it's the fast bowler who's running in, bending his back, getting that bounce. That's what these 2 days of cricket, this is the 4th game we've been watching, the bowlers have done. You take the Blues, they've been magnificent. Asitha Fernando have been good. But Milan Ratnayaka, we haven't seen him much. But I just have the feeling there's a lot to see about this boy who's turning up for the Grays. Nicely bowled. Following Lairu Udara, who's trying to give him some room.
Coming from you, who's handled the new ball work efficiently, it's a huge compliment on him.
Fast bowler Haritha, I always look at the attitude. Watched him closely for a while. Somebody who just keeps running in. That's the attitude that any fast bowler should have. Forget about what happened in the previous ball. Run up next thing and delivers it. And even the run up, you mean it. Just don't jog in. Run in with passion. Run in with aggression. I think all these little benchmarks and the earmarks, this young boy has got it. And that time a slower delivery, showing his repertoire.
Sometimes you've been told, be aggressive and intimidating. Within the rules, yes, that's the attitude you're talking, I believe.
Absolutely. And been in the system, in the club system, lot been spoken about this boy, Milan Ratnayaka. This is the opportunities he's been waiting for. Spoke about any player, especially in the Grays team, grabbing the opportunity. One of them is right in the screen.
You were mentioning that exactly. Came back. Udara was in some difficulty right throughout.
Perfect length, cutting in half, inside edge. Lairu Udara didn't not expect it to come that much. But the young boy's hard work and persistent. Getting the reward. Udara gone for 16. Blues 50 for 2.
So the experienced Dhananjay De Silva comes in. 81 matches, 1,600 plus runs. 30-year-old who's been a great asset lately. The two of them, including the captain, have played for Richmond. But he came from something far deep south beyond.
Yeah, legs up. Center.
He was initially from Debaravava Central. Central colleges have produced some outstanding sports personalities.
Ball done na.
Immediately off the mark. Yes, he'll retain the strike at the end of 8 overs with the Blues on 51 for 2. Good catch in the end by Vinod Banaka. You could be easily misled, but he went in the right direction, inside edge. Must be pleased. Hardly an expression from Milan Ratnayaka, but he was good enough on that occasion.
Pulina Tharanga comes into the attack. 51 for 2 is the Blues. 3 for 4 is best. Economy is very good. 6.83. Under 7 is always good economy in this form of the game. So let's see. Slip in place. And the Greys captain attacking.
Dangerous.
That's poor. Releasing the pressure. You just can't afford to let Dhananjay De Silva settle in. Not the best of starts for Pulina Tharanga. That was short.
Milan Ratnayaka field on that occasion. That was deft. He played it so late, almost off the gloves of Vinod Banuka behind the sticks.
Played it very late. Charita Salanka. He's got 24 of 16. He wants to make sure that he gets that target with relative ease.
Ball, macam ni amai puli.
Now, Pulina Tharanga has been a player who's had a few tours around with the national side. Hasn't played a game yet for Sri Lanka. But highly talented cricketer.
That's the second time he's done that. It's just the placement and the timing that has to be taken into context here.
If you really look at it, there's not much of a gap between those two fielders, Haritha. But they were just meant to be spectators because Charita Asalanga timed that so well and his placing was perfect. And it appears that little gap that had.
Oh, he's not only keeping the aggression, he's enjoying his stay. Superb rotation. These two, left hand, right hand combination, will cause problems for the bowlers too.
Lane ball. Easy, easy, easy.
Just a dot ball to end the ninth at 59 for 2 Blues.
So this is how the game has poised out so far. 115 for 9 in their 20 overs. That's what the Greys made. A top score of 33 by Dabare and Kure making 21. 3 wickets for Javikrama and 2 for Karunaratne. In reply, the Blues 59 for 2. Charith Asalanka leading the way with unbeaten 29.
It's a very polished accumulation of runs by the Blues captain Charith Asalanka. Milan Ratnayaka has produced a really classic delivery. Surprised Charith Asalanka more than anything else. Well bowled.
This young man's got talent. He's quick. Let's take a look at that again. Oh, he's a goner. He was playing across the line. Hit him right in the middle. And Milan Ratnayaka has picked up his second. Charith Asalanka goes for 29 of 20. It's 59 for 3.
Ashen Bandara is in now, strike rate of 124, 39 matches for the 23-year-old from St. Aloysius goal. One of the best fielders in the circuit.
Ashen Bandara's innings in that previous game was the one that got the Blues into a total where they could fight against the Greens and win that match for them. So this is an important partnership now where the Blues are concerned. 59 for 3, because 2 quick wickets here from the Greys means that they'll be in business. Now Ratnayaka has been good. Now look at this field. The 4 men in the inner ring is a mid-on, mid-off, extra cover and a short mid-wicket and a slip. He is impressive, isn't it, Haruta? He's looking good. He's trying to bowl quick. He's cramping up the batsman. This is how Charith Asalanka was dismissed. Playing across the line. Misread the line and was caught plumb in front.
This tournament is about finding these sort of talent. He's certainly one of them. We've seen what Dilshan Madhushankar did the previous day. Today, I think he's been in business. Unknown quantity, getting popular. Oh, brilliantly timed, brilliantly timed. Off the back foot, that was a Scud missile.
But it never looked to me like it was going to race away to the boundary. He just used the pace of Ratnayaka. The placement was perfect. He's timing the ball well.
Much easier conditions, much friendly conditions for him to bat than in the previous game. Ashen Bandara. Again, hit the gap. Just chase it and fetch it.
Well, Milan Ratnayaka went short. Ashen Bandara used the pace, got into the gap between third man and point. Ratnayaka goes fuller. Ashen Bandara still finds the gap at extra cover for another boundary. 2 very good cricketing shots from Ashen Bandara.
It's not the classic off drive, but he knew exactly what he was trying to do. Full face of the bat. He's worked out Milan Ratnayaka's pace and bounce very well. Very busy, getting very quickly close to double figures. To have somebody like Dhananjay De Silva at the other end is an asset for Ashan Bandara. Hammered away. Never mind a wicket taking over. The rest has been expensive as Blues get to 72 for 3 at the end of 10.
So the SLC Blues Manhattan. 2 overs beyond 12 runs. The previous one and one in the middle. Other than that, they've been scoring at just a fraction around 6 and 5 and over.
Can understand the mentality of Dhananjay De Silva and Ashan Bandara. They don't want to give the mental toughness to Ratnayaka. Stand and deliver stuff. Absolutely. From the crease, very little foot movement.
So Tilakaratne comes back into the attack.
Ball Nathan.
He switched ends as wicket taker in the recently concluded Interclub Limited Overs tournament. In fact, the 2 top wicket takers are in this side. Akila Dhananjay 35, Devendra Tilakaratne 36.
Kelima dangin.
Pick another single. So because they're the leading wicket takers, that's why they're in this squad of club here in this grey side, which comprises of the top club players. Good opportunity for them. Akila Dhananjay, of course, has to make a statement back if he's to enter the national side.
Ball macam niyamai.
This is good from Tilakaratne. Ashan Bandara stretching forward.
In this squad is also Kasun Vidura Adhikari, the highest run scorer, 631. Not played so far.
Not kanna na. Niyamai,
Better
niyamai.
delivery. Keeping Bandara quiet for the moment.
Venas karla tiyan na.
3 boundary riders on the onside for Ashan Bandara. Tilakaratne missed out on that occasion. Sweeper cover and the long off for the 2 men on the offside. 4 men saving the 3 men saving the single with a slip for Tilakaratne. And he loves to play those strokes. Ashan Bandara. Conventional sweep and the reverse sweep. He gets 1 more to the Blues total. Blues need another 40 to take this game away.
Kelima dana.
This is what Tilakaratne is good at, to bring that ball back into the right-hander. 11 overs completed, 75 for 3 Blues. SLC Blues batting card. Sadira Samaravikrama departed for 9. Charith Asalanga 29 and Lahiru Dar 16. They got a partnership going, but it's De Silva and Bandara now, with Karunaratne, Suminda and Madhushan to follow.
Short mid there දානවද? ඒ සංග බයින් සංගීත් බයින්. අති අතනයක් කැපාද?
Here he is, the second highest wicket taker in the one-day tournament, recently concluded. Captain of Colombo Coals. Dhananjaya could pick up wickets, he could surprise the bat
තවෙන්න.
any time, any stage.
බලන්න.
I'm interested to see how Akhil Dhananjaya bowls to Dhananjaya De Silva.
උදේ දාන්න ඕනේ.
That one kept low. Surprised Dhananjaya De Silva.
Fortunately for him, I think he played straight rather than across. Oh. Watched it very carefully
එන්න දාන්න එන්න.
as it kept low.
එකයි එන්න. අන්න බෝල්ට තරුක.
Go through for a quick single. Very well run. Running with the shot. Good response from Dhananjaya De Silva. Yes, straight away.
අන්න බෝල්ට
Go.
තරුක.
That's good. Quick run.
Tanuka Dabare was late with his return.
එන්න බෝල්ට. අර බෝල් සියම.
Chance of a run out if that was picked up by the fielder at short third.
Dabare again.
ඉමා කියලා.
Dhananjaya De Silva didn't leave his crease. He saw the danger, but it was Bandara's call. He was running into the danger end behind the wicket.
Appeal for a catch behind. But Gunawardena is unmoved. Vinod Banu went up straight away.
Wanted to hit it into the vacant slip cordon region.
නාත ගන්න.
Slow turn for Akhil Dhananjaya. It's end of the over. It's 78 for 3.
මෙහෙම බ්‍රේක් ගහලා ලෙස් අයියා ලෙස්සලා රනවුට් වුණොත් කොහොමද? එන්න එපා. එලිම දාන්න ස්වීප් එක ගස්සන්න.
Tilakaratne.
නාත ගන්න එකයි.
Very busy player Ashen Bandara is. Always looking for some action.
$79 for 3. Well, 37 or 47. That's not frightening. Driven straight. Back past the bowler. Good to see there is some enthusiasm in the fielding. Good throw. Very good throw from the deep from Dabare. You could see that there is a lot of enthusiasm on the field, but the number of runs on the board is not enough for this Grey side to really make a match of it. But having said that, they'll be pleased that they've got 3 wickets and 3 important ones.
Yes, they need another 35 runs, the Blues. They take a quick single. Ashan Bandara wants to, but Dhananjay De Silva says 1 is enough.
I'd be very interested to look at the final T20 team that the selectors will try and put together for the Asia Cup, because there is a tournament happening. There's been some good performances with both bat and ball. I mean, very interesting to see how the thinking would be. Down the wicket, on the bounce. In fact, on a couple of bounces. Dhananjay De Silva did well. He checked his shot. He really didn't go on with it.
The reason for that, Roshan, that he couldn't really get underneath that delivery. He made sure that he didn't try to hit it hard. There you go. He was looking to go more straighter.
Ashin Bandara is generally a very, very busy player. That should have been fielded, isn't it? That wasn't great fielding at short mid-wicket. Every run needs to be cut off by the fielding side. Just needs to create some pressure. But at the moment, with less than a runner ball, it just becomes a little bit too easy. End of the over. It's a good spell for Tilakaratne. 1 for 22 in 4. It's 83 for 3.
These are the bowlers that have been used so far, 6 of them. Tilakaratne has finished his spell, 1 for 22, this is good. The Lakshan just had 2 overs for 11.
It's a lovely evening at the R. Premadas International Stadium. I'm encouraged by not a big crowd, but a reasonable, maybe a few hundred people, but good to see them coming. Akila Dhananjay, full toss. Was there a touch? I don't think so. There is no excitement. Don't think the batsman's bat was grounded. I'm not sure, but that was my initial reaction.
Take a look at that again. Ashin Bandara struck it very firmly.
Plays it late and plays it behind point. At least a couple here. There is a chase on. Easy couple.
As you quite correctly said, Roshan, Ashin Bandara is a very busy player. Yeah, that's a leg break. No, there was no touch from the bowler.
No touch at all. I think Dhananjay had the presence of mind not to move. We've seen many a run out like that where intended and accidental deflections have accounted for wickets at the non-strikers end. Short and wide, punched off the back foot. Timing is good. Lot of work for the man in the deep. Ashin Bandara just getting busy. He's a good player against spin. Plays the sweep well. Loves to hit off the back foot. Looks to go over the top. He's a good sweeper, reverse or otherwise.
Akila Dhananjay, is he at his best? That's the question. I doubt that.
Well, it's a sad story. Akila Dhananjay's story is a sad one. Again, short and wide. And when you really look at what he was and what he achieved as a bowler, winning games, surprising batsmen with the wrong uns, the off breaks, and the way he broke on the scene as a youngster, when Mahela Jayawardene picked him from nowhere, played in a World Cup, played in that SLPL, he was really making waves. But it was pretty unfortunate that the action had to be remodeled, and we have to accept that he's not the same bowler as he was
Go lucky.
in the past.
Go
For
lucky.
some reason, he appears to have lost that ability to get wickets, which is very sad. He could have turned out to be, had he continued, he would have definitely been one of Sri Lanka's go-to bowlers. And he would have been peaking at this stage because he's gaining enough experience. Swung away on the leg side, only a single. 5 runs, 6 runs of the over, 89 for 3.
The wickets to fall. Tilakaratna picking up the first one. Udara of Milan Ratnayaka. And again, Milan Ratnayaka had Charit Asalanka. He picked up 2 wickets. Young fast bowler. $89 for 3. Purina Taranga comes back into the attack. It's going to be interesting how the selectors go about it. The squads might differ from Asia Cup to the World Cup a little bit because of the conditions. We might have more fast bowlers in the World Cup. And this time he pedal sweeps it. Very hard to describe what type of shots these are, Roshan.
Well, those are new additions. Well, the cricketing repertoire has changed a lot. It's a bit of a scoop, one might say, just getting inside the line. It's just that batsmen now seem to be more precise with their placements. They know exactly where to play those shots. They manufacture shots. What about that? It missed everything. Wrong-footed the slip as well. Dhananjay De Silva can have a laugh and so can he. It's a boundary, it's bias. It's a comedy of errors.
The best part is how the slip misread that. That is the funny part, Roshan.
You're talking about shots. Now, where would a shot like this come from and what would you call it? These are all the new things that cricket is seeing with T20 cricket.
Roshan, I've seen French cricket being played during college.
French cricket is different. You keep your feet together.
Yeah, but
That's what we used to play during our intervals in school, French cricket. But I think lots of new shots. I mean, the deal scoop to me is the most outrageous shot I've seen in cricket. But I mean, they still get a single, quick running. Two balls to go in the over. They need just 20 of 32. That's just turning out to be too easy for the Blues.
It's a matter of time
Fast ball නෙමෙයි spinner දාන්න මල්ලි.
that the Blues wrap this thing up.
නවත්ත ගන්න. එකයි ඔතන නවත්ත ගන්න.
Pick up another single. Shandara, he's very quick off decks. Gets across very quickly.
He's a good player, isn't he? He's a very exciting player. Love to watch him field. Even as a batsman, he's very busy with his sweeps, his cuts, his running. Interesting type of player to have.
That's driven away.
Makila.
The cut off, but the batsman will just walk through for another couple. 99 for 3. That's the end of the 15th. Here's the Blues batting partnerships.
$99 for 3. Akila Dhananjaya will continue. Ashin Bandar on strike. Down the wicket, slams it down the ground. Should be cut off, only a single. The 100 is up. This is the 16th over.
Milan.
So 100 for 3. Ashin Bandara is always a busy player. And so is Dhananjay De Silva. Akila Dhananjay is not been his best. Tossed up delivery.
Pinama.
Goes inside out, Dhananjay De Silva, but only finds the fielder down in the deep. They'll get one more. 101 for 3. They need another 15 runs to wrap this up. A victory here for the Blues will give a good indication that they have a chance to be in that final on the 15th, because they're the only team that would have won 2 games.
Now, leg spin at that occasion by Akila Dhananjaya. Neatly played by Ashin Bandara for a single. Yeah, I think so. I think so. Blues is the team to be beat. The way they bowled the last game, the way bowled today, and overall, I think this time is gelled really well. Dhananjaya De Silva this time. And the caught at a long on, trying to go probably mid-wicket and only finding the long on fielder, and Akila Dhananjaya gets his first wicket.
Dhananjay De Silva on that occasion trying to go over long on, but only finding the fielder in the deep. More like a consolation wicket for the Greys. Akila Dhananjaya has picked up a wicket, but he's not been the best. Dhananjay De Silva goes to 17. It's 102 for 4.
Just 14 runs to go for the Blues, and Charmik Karunatha walks in. 64 games, 481 runs with a half century and a strike rate of 116. Just a consolation to be done for the Blues, who has been outstanding right throughout the night. And Jai Vikrama did bowl really well.
That is the difference, especially between that period of 9 to the 15th over. Score sponsors for this game, Daras, the universe of Daras, with over 5 million products to choose from. Download the Daras app today and explore with Daras.
Achan Priyanjana attacking with a slip, a short extra cover point, and a short mid-wicket. Fielders in the ring. That looks like a googly. Showing his full repertoire, Akila Dhananjaya. Decent figures of 71. And Charmika is here because of this. Slog sweeping and finding the long all field. Smartly taken by Milan Ratnayaka. Batted well, Dhananjaya De Silva. Little cameo. Leg spinner this time. Picks up pretty early by Charmika. And off the mark. 16 gone Blues, 103 for 4.
Just the consolation to be done for the Blues, who have been magnificent right throughout. Summary so far: Grace winning the toss, batting first, 115 for 9. Dabare Kure getting some stars but couldn't go on to get a big one. Jai Vikram pick off the bowlers for the Blues. In reply, Blues cruising along, 103 for 4, thanks to Charita Salanka and Ashen Bandara.
First, there was a 40-run stand for the second wicket. Lahiru Igalagamage was there with Charita Salanka. Then the 43-run partnership for the fourth wicket with Dhananjay De Silva. Ashen Bandara outscored the experienced player. Mudil Lakshan brought back.
Oh, just thought for a second I was sliding down the leg side, but umpire Ruchirapalle Guruge thought otherwise. Arm ball by Mudit Lakshan, beaten for the pace off the pitch. Chamik Karunaratne, little late, I should say. An interesting replay coming up. Sliding across. Oh, close call. Close call. And the benefit of the doubt goes against the batsman.
Benefit of the doubt. Say doubt. Karunaratne out for 1. 103 for 5 Blues. Suminder Lakshan, very reassuring influence he has, batting or bowling. There should not be any mishaps getting to that winning target of 116.
Cricket is a funny game. Cricket is a funny game. Still 13 runs needed. All the bowlers to follow who made their name for their bowling than batting. Shot again. Suminder Lakshan need to play towards fine leg. Should be a couple of runs easily. And Moin Super Singh doing the clearance.
This was the wicket. He threw. Surprised Karunaratne when the decision was made against him.
One of those decisions where you look at it and say it could have gone the other way as well. On that occasion, Ruchirapalle Guruge opting to be the bowler.
He's not in control as he played the shot. Karunaratne. Suminder Lakshan against Mudita Lakshan, leaning into the shot once again.
Nicely played there, Suminder Lakshan, leaning into the drive. And not trying to hit too hard. There's plenty of gaps in the offside. I think if Blues to win this game, the only way they're going to win this game is by picking up the rest of the 5 wickets. I'd like to see 1 or 2 more fielders in the ring. Attempting the...
you mean the Greys?
Bigger part, the Greys. With Priyanjan stationing himself in the slip area. At least get a couple of fielders, probably mid-on with a left-arm spinner bowling. And get the mid-wicket as well. Get Suminder Lakshan to go across the line. That's the only chance that Grace would have to be this strong Blues team.
Yeah, you were right. What's that? To defend now? Defend the boundaries?
Another single to Suminder Lakshan to end the 17th. Blues 108 for 5. Just 8 runs needed for the Blues to win their second game consecutive. 3 more overs to be bowled.
And this has been smooth sailing so far for the Blues. One or two hiccups, but they're well on their way for the second win. First 50 in 44 deliveries, second in 47. Pretty consistent.
Much better bowling performance for the Greys. In this match, there was a little bit of fight. It's their batting that had let them down twice. Ratnayaka, can he pick up another one? He's looked impressive. After you spoke, he's picked up another one.
As I said, he got all the attributes to be a decent fast bowler. I like his attitude. That's what I like most about him. Still running in down the leg side this time. And Suminder Lakshan just walking across to the offside. But an easy decision for Deepal Gunawardena.
He's got a deep backward square leg and a fine leg. Third man, deep cover. If any of them are coming into play, it's a run.
I'm still surprised with the tactics what Ashan Priyanjan is using at the moment. Especially against Suminder Lakshan. I can understand if it's against Ashin Bandara, the more solid batsman. Now saying that, I'm sure Ashan Priyanjan would be having his own reasons.
As far as Bandar is concerned, one score over 30. One on 25 now. He's made a statement of sorts in this tournament.
Yeah, definitely this tournament have made a statement. It's the SLC Sky Exchange Invitational T20 League, powered by Dafa News and co-sponsored by Daraz and IPG Sports. It's a great opportunity for the youngsters, and some players are knocking on the door in the national team. And players like Milan Ratnayaka, from we have heard but not seen much. People in Sri Lanka as well as the people outside of Sri Lanka. These are the new faces that you need in the system. Not only Milan Ratnayaka, there are so many good cricketers coming through. It's all about identifying the talent early and nurturing them to get to the next level.
The universe of Daraz, with over 5 million products to choose from. Download the Daraz app today and explore. Live, play, explore with Daraz. If you have not done so, do it now.
Live, play, explore. That's exactly what Milan Ratnayaka is doing. Living his dream. And we mentioned about how well he has bowled. These are the couple of wickets he picked up. First it was Lairudara, inside edge, of a perfect length, easily caught by Minod Bhanuka. And this was skipper Charita Salanka. One would have asked the questions, maybe it's the height, but the effort, and he's been rewarded of getting a prize wicket of Charita Salanka.
It's a harmless bouncer. A lot of energy wasted, unfortunately.
Good idea, very good idea, but just the execution was a little too high, digging it short, and rightly so. Umpire Deepal Gunawardena calling it a wide and calling one for the over. Just 4 runs need. Just going through the motions, these Grays team have not had 2 good games. They've been quite beaten comprehensively, if I may say that.
It's just that they have surprised to me with their feeble batting, and there were so many mistakes in doing so. Running between wickets, execution, the breakdown of communication out in the middle. You must have runs on the board.
I looked at a team which was not gelled yet. And this team looks very much gelled. Plenty of Sri Lankan players, plenty of players from the Emerging and the A-team setup. Inside edge again. And that's a lovely catch by Minod Banuka. This is the second inside edge being taken by the wicket keeper. That goes to show the length Milan Ratnayaka bowls, especially with that induckers. You got to bowl it full. And Suminda Lakshan going for the big hoik over mid-on and perishes.
He wanted to finish it. In fact, he was finished. Brilliant catch. Second one for the wicketkeeper Minod Banuka. The third for Milan Ratnayaka.
He's been brilliant. Suminda Lakshan gone for 5 Blues, 112 for 6, 4 runs needed.
Oh, what a big game he had in the previous outing with his partner Kasun Rajitha. Forced to come out, 6 wickets, chasing 116 for victory. A little bit of a victory for the Greys, I should say.
Especially with Milan Ratnayaka, the way he bowls, important delivery come up. This is where you believe as a team. If Milan Ratnayaka could get outside edge or inside edge again, or nip one into the stumps, the Greys will be believing. Oh, it was looking for the front pad, and Kasun Rajitha did well to get some below. 18 gone Blues, 112 for 6. A fantastic over, just a 4 runs and this wicket. Suminda Lakshan giving that almighty hoik over, probably long on, mid-wicket, and neatly taken by Minod Banuka, who is very impressed behind the stumps. And this man on the screen, a lot to be praised about.
Hey, දෙක දුවනවා අයියෙන් බෝලෙට එන්න ටිකක් කුටින් ඉන්න. අරයා දුවන පැත්තට දාන්න. අසරෙන්. හොඳ බෝල දාන්න මල්ලි. අන්න හරි කයි.
Okay, he's defended the boundary as far as Ashin Bandar is concerned. Now is he going to do the same thing with Kasun Rajitha?
Kasun Rajitha might be thinking it's 1 meter away. Will I be the hero by finishing off with the boundary, or else get the single and get Ashin Bandar to do the honours? Still, 4 fielders in there saving the boundary for Kasun Rajitha. Deep square leg, long on, long off. The cow point, as you speak, comes into the circle. There's only 3 fielders now saving the boundary, and a leg slip. There's no slip in the offside for left arm spinner. Oh, it was searching for the front pad, inside edge, thick inside edge, and exchanging for a couple of more runs.
So scores tied now.
It's the 1 run to be made for the Blues, who are almost winning their 2nd game consecutive. Has been the dominant force. On paper, looks solid, and with the performance as well, have been top notch and well led by Charita Salanka. And Kasun Rajitha finishes in style. He was up there to be driven. Mid-on was up in the circle, takes the aerial route and gets the Blues to win by 4 wickets.
Positive side. A lot of hard work that has paid off. Said yes, the side has gelled well. 2 out of 2 for the Blues. Kasun Rajitha, how important it was to make sure that there were no more mishaps. The last couple of wickets, maybe they would have held on, making it to the winning target. It wasn't to be the case.
As a comprehensive win for the Team Blues. This just opens up for a couple of teams. And almost Blues are through to the final. And this was a winning hit. Coming into the right hand with the arm and going with the angle. And that's for winning moment and elated dugout of the Blues team.
They'll have in the final analysis plenty to discuss about before they come out for their third outing. They have bowled well, but they will want to do a lot better in that batting department.
Something that they have to brush off if they have to win this tournament. Definitely looks very strong, especially in the bowling lineup. Batting have not been click. Yes, there are some big names, but not fired yet the way they liked it. But saying that, win is a win. 2 out of 2 and almost having 1 foot in that final. And this young team has been well led, as I said before, by Charith Asalanka. It's been 6 wickets down for the Blues, but in the end, they got the job done. Sadhir Samaravikrama was bowled by Tilakaratna. Lairudara was neatly caught by Minod of Milan Ratnayaka for 16. Asalanka batted well for his 29. Dhananjay Silva played a little cameo of 17. Bandara, the batsman who finished off the Blues, 27. Karunaratna Suminda couldn't score much. And Rajitha with a hitting hit with a boundary with 119 for 6. Bowling, Mudit Lakshan bowled well, picked up a wicket. And Tilakaratna as well. He was very impressive with his 4 overs. Akila Dhananjay Priyanjan, Milan Ratnayaka was very impressive. 3 overs, 20 runs, couple of, 3 wickets in the end. But just not good enough as a batsman, did not put enough runs on the board.
So they had to get 160 to win. And Sadhir Samaravikrama started off in style. This delivery from Govindu Tilakaratna completely beat him. Charith Asalanka came out to the middle, started off in his usual confident style. Lairu Rala, meanwhile, was looking to take the high road. Eventually, first of 3 for Ratnayaka. And then the LBW went his way against Asalanka.
Ashen Bandara, that's a beautiful cut shot. Full toss through the extra cover mid-off gap for a boundary. And Dhananjay Silva, anything up in his arc, he's not afraid of taking route. And this was trying to go for a slog sweep, only finding Milan Ratnayaka, who had a decent game, giving Akil Dhananjay his first wicket. Well, Chamik Karnanto was a little bit too unlucky for my liking. LBW for Mudit Lakshan. And this was a good catch by Minod Bhanuka to get rid of Suminda Lakshan of Milan Ratnayaka, who has had a brilliant day, picking up 3 wickets, a decent catch. And this was the winning hit by Kasturn Radhika for boundary, getting Blues to win by 4 wickets.
Meanwhile, Ashen Bandara in 2 outings remained not out on both occasions. Grays elected to bat on the batting of Thanuka Dabare and Sangeet Kure. They managed to get a decent start, but the rest didn't follow suit. 115 for 9 in the end, with Praveen Jayavikrama the pick with 3 for 13. Karunaratna picking up 2 late wickets, 2 for 22. And Blues in their return had a few hiccups, although Captain Charith Asalanka 29 and Ashen Bandara 27 not out, batted with purpose. The pick was Milan Ratnayaka with 3 for 20. And if there was a little bit more support from the others at the other end as far as the bowling is concerned, it would have been a lot tighter story. Blues in the end winning by 4 wickets.
And we are going to take a break now, and we will join Roshana Besinga with the post-match presentation. And this is match number 4, SLC Greys against SSL Blues, which Blues won comprehensively by 4 wickets. Here's the match summary. Greys winning the toss, batting first, 115 for 9, thanks to Dabare, 33. And pick up the bowlers for the Blues. Javikrama picking up 3 wickets for 13. In reply, the Blues chasing down in 18.3 overs, Asalanka and Ashen Bandara leading the chase with Milan Ratnayaka. Pick up the bowlers for the Greys with 3 wickets. And I think Roshana Besinga is ready with the post-match presentation. Let's cross.
We're ready with the post-match presentation of this 4th T20 game of the SLC Sky Exchange Invitation T20 League 2022, powered by DAFA News. Let me start off by thanking our sponsors. The title sponsor is Sky Exchange. The team sponsor is Sky Exchange and IPG Sports, powered by DAFA News. And also our associate local partner is Daras. Ladies and gentlemen, we are also privileged to have Mr. Graham Lebroy to give away the Man of the Match award. And our ICC match referee, he needs no introduction. We are privileged to have him. And tonight, our Man of the Match, who will receive a cheque of 50,000 rupees courtesy Sky Exchange. For his 3 for 13, it is Praveen Jayavikrama. He will receive his cheque from Mr. Graham Lebroy. ප්‍රවීණ අපිත් සමග ඉක්මනින් කතා කරමු. ඔබට ඉස්සෙල්ලාම සුභාශිංසනය කරනවා මේ ජයග්‍රහණය කිරීම ගැන. මොකද හිතන්නේ ඔබ පන්දු යවුව ආකාරය, ඔබ මොන හරි වෙනසක් කරාද, හෙමින් පන්දු යවන්නට උත්සාහ කරාද, නැත්නම් තනතිරුව ඔබට උදව්වක් තිබුණාද?
ඔව්, ගොඩක් සතුටුයි මේ විදිහට පන්දු යවන්න පුළුවන් වෙච්ච එක ගැන. විකට් එකෙන් පොඩි සපෝට් එකක් තිබ්බා. ඉතින් මම බැලුවේ පේස් එක වේරියේෂන්ස් කරලා එක තැනකට පන්දු යවන්න තමයි මම try කරේ.
ඔව්, දැන් ඔබ රතු බෝලෙන් තමයි ඔබේ ප්‍රථම තරගයේ ඔබ කඩලු 11ක් ලබා ගත්තා. ඉන් අනතුරු ඔබ දැන් සුදු බෝලෙන් උත් ක්‍රීඩා කරනවා. ඔබට ඒක කොච්චර ලොකු අභියෝගයක්ද?
ඔව්, රතු බෝලෙන් පන්දු යනවා වගේ නෙමෙයි, සුදු බෝලෙන් පන්දු යවද්දි පොඩ්ඩක් හිතන්න ඕන, thinking පැත්ත වැඩි වෙන්න ඕන. ඉතින් මම හිතනවා මට ඒක ලොකු අභියෝගයක්. ඉතින් මම ඒක හොඳින් කරන්න බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා ඉදිරියටත්.
වඩා කැමති මොනවද? රතු බෝලෙද සුදු බෝලෙද?
එහෙම ලොකු වෙනසක් නැහැ, දෙකටම කැමතියි.
හොඳයි, අපි ඔබට සුබ පතනවා. බොහොම ස්තුතියි. Right, ladies and gentlemen, that's the man of the match. And let me now talk to Ashan Priyanjan, the losing captain of Grace. Bad luck, Ashan. I don't know what to ask you because you guys seem to be making an effort, particularly towards the end of the game, because that was a good effort towards the end, but obviously not enough runs.
Yeah, I mean, we were lacking like 20 to 25 runs. I mean, the way we started, we hope that we will get to 140 plus at least. So, but anyways, the bowlers did a really fantastic job, I think.
Yeah, your second wicket partnership was threatening, but then there was a little space where, you know, the middle order just got stuck, too many dot balls. How do you see that problem?
I mean, it's not an easy pitch to bat. The message was to hang around and take it to the end, like 16th to 17th over, and then from there we can lift the game. So, if we didn't lost that three wickets in 7 balls, I think might be a.
What about your run out? That was terrible. That was a terrible mix-up. What went wrong? I mean, was there? You didn't hear him, or was there a break in communication?
I heard he's saying yes, and that's what I heard.
All right, bad luck today. All the
Always. Thank you very much.
Right, that's the losing captain of today. That's the Grace captain. Can I talk to Charit Asalanka? Charit, congratulations. You're making it a habit now to win games.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, tell us about this match. Now, you lost the toss, and at one stage, it didn't look too good with these two guys, particularly the second wicket pair looking good. So, what were your plan? I mean, you looked cool, that was good, but were you having a particular plan against them?
No, just we had no plan at that time, and I was thinking Suminder should bowl and have a wicket, and plan worked. That's why we could keep them under 120.
Now, I must ask you a question. Now, you had so many bowling resources. How difficult is it for a captain when you have too many bowlers?
It's most of the time it's difficult, but today luckily it's good for me because so many bowlers, and I could bowl anyone at any time.
Yeah, I was wondering why you didn't try your hand at bowling, because you bowl at international level. They were left-handed batsman. What stopped you from bowling?
You could see that 7 bowlers in front of me, and especially Dhananjay Silla is a main off spinner to me. That's why I was making him bowl before me.
Just a word about the tournament itself. Now, the game before you all, it was a reasonable scoring game, but the rest of the games, the batsmen haven't really been coming to the party. Is that a worry?
Little bit worried about pitches, especially it's not good for a T20 cricket because T20 is an entertaining game and teams must score above 140. That's my opinion. I don't know, but I think hopefully next pitches will be good.
All right, well done today. All the best.
Thank you so much.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our post-match presentation.
Yeah, this is the game coming up on Saturday. The Greys against Green. The Greens are not yet have got qualified for the finals. They have another shot against the Greys. That's the afternoon game. And the evening game, the big one. The Blues against the Reds. Even Reds, if they win, they'll have a good chance. And Blues, if they win, they're automatically qualified for the final. So we had a great time bringing the coverage to you. Until we see you again on Saturday, it's a goodbye from Ranasinghe Premadasa International Stadium.